Oh yeah. Listen to that sexy ending there. We're gonna get started the right way. We're gonna get started a little ASMR here in a little Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, Thursday morning, whatever day it is. Who knows? Who even knows anymore what day it is? I don't. I don't know what's going on. Alright, let's have some fun. Alright, let's play some SLAANESH. Let's jump into the boner daddy himself. I mean, and you think about it, like, really kind of is the boner daddy in SLAANESH. You know, as much as I make those jokes, it is too fitting with SLAANEShy-nesh. But it's important to know, guys, when I'm strapping myself down to a wicker bed, which is already a very terribly uncomfortable scenario, and then having my nipples lacerated with a bunch of barbed whips, I'm doing it high on Sneak Energy. Head on over to sneakenergy.com. Use creator code SPARTY at checkout. Help support the channel. Let's have some fun today. Let's do it. Let's jump into Total War Warhammer 3. So the way we do this, the way this goes down, dude, imagine if I did. Imagine if I just pop on. I got fake tits on that are just like it's like one you put around your neck and it just kind of like docils as I move, and I'm just covered in pink face paint. You see, it would require me to shave my beard, and I'm just not dedicated to something like that. Everyone who's like Turn always gives me the shit. Like, he's like, dude, why wouldn't you do a Friar Tuck hat or hair? Yo, you're married, man. I still have to go out in the world and find a spouse, a significant other. They're gonna look at me and be like, yo, what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing's wrong with me. I have run a YouTube channel. I don't want to explain it anymore. So, here's what we're going to do today. We're going to jump through KARI? I don't know. We're going to find out today in the cinematic how to properly pronounce it, because as always, I don't watch these cinematics until we do these streams together. So, we're going to find everything out together. So, I apologize as always. We're having 20-mile-per-hour dry winds here in Southern California, so my allergies are flaring up like they usually do. So I'm going to press Start Campaign here. We're going to watch both the intro cinematic for KARI, as well as the kind of little intro lead-in. I'm going to mute my mic and hide the webcam during that time. If you don't want to watch, just jump back in about 5-6 minutes. It's probably how long it'll take in total. But I do have a spoiler-free campaign overview of this. You can find it on the channel. Just go ahead and click my name wherever it is. Holy shit, breadfish. King Midas, give me a second. I'll answer that. So we'll go ahead and press Start Campaign. Let's go through these faction effects and lord effects real quick. So for faction effects, we get Diplomatic Relations plus 20 with all factions. Tribute from vassals plus 50%, because as we'll talk about, that's a very big mechanic here for KARI. And then experience gain plus 50% when each time a new faction is fought in battle, which is really cool. So it makes going to the Rift particularly good, because you can go in and fight people that you maybe have not encountered yet, and it gives you a chance to get a nice little experience spike. Seduce units cost minus 25% for the man himself, the woman himself, the thing itself. Enemy leadership minus 4 in the local region. So let's have some fun here. We're just going to be doing this on hard difficulty as always for all of these previews. We just kind of show everything off, so we do it in that way, shape, or form. How much does the game weigh? About 6. And here are all the lords and heroes. As we all know, this is very much a cav and fast attack focused faction. And you're not going to be a faction with heavy armor. You're going to be very light in armor. In fact, the only things with heavy armor are... where are the... Dude, does SLAANESH not have Forsaken? Well, this is... I was going to say the Soul Grinder and Forsaken, but I thought, man. So how long have you had access to the game, Time Spartacus? Long enough to be an idiot. Yeah, I guess I don't have any Forsaken. Well, that's wild. I didn't realize that until literally just now. Well, let's have some fun. I'm gonna press this Start Campaign. Gonna mute the mic. Gonna hide my webcam here. Yeah, took his glasses off. I was like, what? Well, these are green light glasses. Because I don't get any natural sunlight into my room, if I don't wear them, dude, I get massive headaches. Because I get glare from my window, and then I get glare from the screens, and then glare from my lights. So it's rough. So let's read this little blurb here. The Chaos God of Desire, SLAANESH, is the youngest of the Dark Powers, but has the potential to eclipse them all. He is the Dark Prince and the Lord of Excess. His servants embody those traits to perfection, and none more so than KARI, the Arch-Tempter. His search for the Exquisite saw him stranded on the wrong side of the maelstrom. Not that the Keeper of Secrets would be concerned, for a being such as KARI will always find distractions. Nevertheless, I can perhaps offer a greater prize to tempt the Arch-Tempter. I make my way through the perfumed fog of whatever the hell the rest of it said.
It was in the Palace of Ruin I found KARI, the Keeper of Secrets. His den of excess was no place for mortals. With every step it whispered promises of all I desire. Like others before me, my soul yearned to be ensnared. But I knew if I succumbed here, he would own me for eternity. I made my revelations quickly, before my senses gave way. Yet KARI found the tale of Be'lakor and Ursun tiresome. It was a secret he kept already. As my mind clouded, I made a final gambit. I would guide him through the maelstrom to the bear's deathbed.
The bear is tempting.
The sorrow of a dying god, yours to treasure.
A treasure to cherish. I want it. You will give it to me.
One drop of Ursun's blood. That is my fee.
Advise me well, and you will have your desire. Fail me, and I will have your soul.
Our task is to reap the sorrow of a dying god. Ursun's anguish, collected and treasured for eternity.
Lead me to the dying god, or it is your sorrow I shall savor.
At once, Arch-Tempter. It seems the great game continues, and Khorne makes his next move against your master, for he despises the Dark Prince most of all.
No dong of the
Servants
bear.
of the Blood God surround your capital. You must act quickly. Regain the Shard lands from the Crimson Skulls. Their pain will give you meager sustenance, but it is a necessary step to reach riper fruits. Further south lies sweeter prey. Mortals who worship the ruinous powers. Inflict upon them pleasure or pain, as is your wont. Should you cross the Kraken Sea and reach Norsca, you will find many mortals to tempt and usurp. However, there is a risk in extending far south, exposing your flank to the predations of Skarbrand, Khorne's mightiest bloodthirster. The Eternal Lagoon forms a barrier that will keep him at bay for now. But it is only a matter of time before your armies clash. There is much to do, Bejeweled One. You require a large fiefdom to sustain the divine hosts required to penetrate the realm of chaos. Let us commence.
Okay. But 1 second here. Hold on. I know we just...
It was in the Palace of Ruin I found KARI.
Ah, so KARI. Okay. I always thought it was KARI this whole time. And a lot of people get mad at me for that. Like, you don't know how to pronounce it? I'm like, no, you fucking idiot. Of course I don't know how to pronounce it. I've been reading it in a book for 20 years. I think that's probably my biggest problem with, like, Games Workshop and their names for things, there's no like established lexicon. I said fucking idiot. I didn't mean fucking idiot. Yeah, I didn't know it was just Nakari. I would have thought with the N like that it would be like N Kari. Okay, so we just upgraded that little building. Let me also make a growth building. So the cool thing here with Nakari is you've got these four infrastructure buildings, and these infrastructure buildings typically have control as something that will make it okay. If control is negative, then it's going to hinder your control further. This opulent antiquity gives you income and then increases your income generated. So it's pretty crazy, right? But if your control is lower, you're going to lose even more control. Also give you some growth. But this one over here, just some growth and capture replenishment. Then we've got Ron Kadandra, the final dance. Income generated 300, but when control is below -50, also income generated plus an additional 300. So you can see that there's a lot of control assets to this campaign. So when control is positive, +4 devotees. When control is 50 or more, +6 devotees. A lot of cool mechanics around that, because the corruption for SLAANESH here will give us control and income. So it's a lot of really cool stuff. And that's just simply with the building browser. I don't think it matters too much, man. There's never one pronunciation of things like this. They're gods of chaos. A Kissvite says it different than a dark elf, etc. That's a great point. But you'd be surprised how, like, in my 40K videos, the way I would pronounce Roboot Gilliman, because that had like 50 different pronunciations throughout like its early genesis into the current era. People get pretty miffed about it. I'm like, you play Ultramarines, who cares? Is it good to go the big growth option for turn 1 that costs your special resource? My special resource? What do you mean? The devotees one's over here. Devotees? Oh, you mean this one instead? My opinion is that you're better off going with the growth because you can get into this one. This is only going to reduce the proliferate cult cost by 1%, control +1 / corruption +1. While those things are nice, you're better off getting the growth to get this thing upgraded quicker, in my opinion. I know, Robo Girly Man. I called him Bobby G, and people used to comment on my video. Great video. But why the fuck do you call him Bobby G? I'm like, hey man, whoa. So looking at some of the other mechanics here, we're going to go through those really quick. One of the 3 pleasure options. Oh, these over here, the pleasurable acts that we were talking about, Hitman? Yeah, so this, I'm going to go through everything right now. So give me a second, we'll go through it all. So for Nakari, you have quite a lot of mechanics going on. So for one, you get... Actually, let's go over devotees. This is basically your resource for SLAANESH. And SLAANESH uses these resources for certain actions. You gain them from buildings, captives, events, vassalization. You can do it, but your factions that are vassalized give you devotees. Then you've got raiding. You get it from cult creations, from gifts of SLAANESH, a holy manifestation. So many ways to do it. Then you use devotees for events. No one says events. For events, for factions that are vassalized, you have to use this to actually get them to vassalize with you. Pleasurable acts, which we'll show in just a little bit here. Cults and disciple armies. Disciple armies are pretty juicy. I'm actually gonna... I feel like this is super loud right now. So let's show pleasurable acts off, because that was talked about. So looking at our little panel over here on the left, we've got our growth, our income, our control, but then we've got these 3 pleasurable acts. And the pleasurable acts will last for 5 turns, and they will be on a 10-turn cooldown. You cannot overwrite a great video, but why did you say events? Good one. You cannot overwrite a a pleasurable act. Like once one's performed, that's active for 5 turns. You can't countermand it. So you can see other pleasurable acts cannot be performed while active. So for 5 turns though, it costs me 100 devotees and 50 control. It's going to give me 20% more income from all buildings in the local province, which is pretty nice here. Then this one, Pleasure Hunt, is going to cost me 200 devotees, gives me 20 control, minus 25% to local army recruitment, and the recruitment rank +2. So you can see, you can layer these in, right? It's like, okay, this is going to cost me 50 control, but maybe I also use it in tandem with this one. That, okay, I've dropped below 50 control here to do this. Like maybe I was at 0, I used that pleasurable act, I'm now at negative 50 control, I'm getting, let's just say 600 total income from this one building in this one region, and I'm now getting 20% more income on it. So you have to kind of weave your way through all of these mechanics and stacking them up onto each other. Because looking at it on paper, the first glance, you're going to be like, why would I ever want my control at negative 50? Or why would I ever want these things to dip like that? And you can see that it has a way of just kind of weaving itself around. So our last one here, oh, and again too, you can use this to then boost your control back up. So then this next one here is Pleasure Party. Cost is 2,000 because that's the going rate of a pleasure party nowadays. 100 devotees, growth +50, control +5. So you can use this to kind of spike up your control. Calvin Gens, thank you very much, man, with the 50s saying, would you advise waterproofing during a SLAANESH campaign? Unit name, the Wiener Meaners. Ew. Done. And I always recommend waterproofing up, my bro. So, actually, any intel on Warhammer? I don't have any, unfortunately, Torch. I hope we get some soon, though. Before we get... actually, there's some other things to go through. We get Proliferate Cults. So I spend 1,000 devotees, and then I spawn 3 cults. Anywhere on the map. In human or elf-owned settlements. Sorry about that. So what counts as human? Empire, Norskin, Warriors of Chaos, Cathay, Kislev. So this is a really awesome ability because these cults can go anywhere on the map, and it's a random 3. You can do it every 10 turns, and it costs you quite a bit of devotees, but you can reduce the cost of this pretty significantly. And the cool thing about this is it sets you up with a cult, and that cult then can spawn 1 of 4 buildings. 2 of them will help with seductive influence. 1 of them will just simply help out with corruption, but another one of them, one of them will allow you to spawn another cultist to go set up more cults, and then one of them will spawn a disciple army. So here's what's sick about that. Let's say I press this button and I get super lucky and I get Cathay. Well, if I spend a lot of time and resources in trying to seduce that Cathayan faction, I can vassalize them. And if I vassalize them, I can then make an outpost in their territory. And if I then make an outpost in their territory, I can recruit their units. You might have seen it kicking around the internet on Reddit, but someone did it with the Wood Elves, and they're able to recruit Way Watchers. You can do it with the Empire and pull in like Hellstorm rocket batteries, stuff like that. So when you look at the unit browser here for SLAANESH, it looks kind of thin, right? It looks very not too robust, but you can really spice it up with these vassalizations that you can force across the map. Now, let's go ahead and show that off. Can you vassalize legendary lords? I actually don't know that question. I have not had it trip off in any... Oh. I have in my save. It's tripped off in Troll Country. I'll look to. I can load my save and we can see if if it gives us any text like that. So when you look at this, so you hover over this, it says seductive influence. You organize this, and it tells you pretty much what influences, what causes seduction, which causes resistance. So if I click this button over here, I get this little, it took me a long time to find out where this button was because it's not in a terribly overt spot, right? Whoever looks over here, really. So you've got 4 nodules that dictate the different kind of levels of seduction. You start off here on suspicious, so 0 to 24%, leadership +2 in fighting against Slaaneshi factions. But then it progresses up. They get resistance to seduction, leadership -4 when fighting against Slaaneshi factions all armies, diplomatic relations -10 from Coronate, +10 against or with me, and +1 Slaanesh corruption. And look, it just kind of gets worse and worse for these folk, all the way into the last one of Enraptured. Anything Dark One, anything for but one more taste. And this is going to give you non-playable faction are now vulnerable to forced vassalization. Diplomatic relation ± with Khorne and Slaanesh respectively. Then you get your Slaanesh corruption, leadership reduction, and then resistance to seduction is done. And then you just press this button. Costs you 300 devotees, and then that person is now seduced by you, and you can give them war coordination targets. They're going to give you missions. You get a tribute from them because they are a vassal of yours. And a ton of other things here, because the nice thing that I've noticed with Slaanesh, I think it's kind of and a lot of people I've noticed have commented this and said these seem like boring mechanics. And I'm not lying to you. When I started up Slaanesh, I was like, this is kind of fucking boring. This is dumb. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat this, because I had played Scarbrand before this, and I was used to reaping a tally through the entire land. But what I found that when playing KARI, you get so many vassals, which leads to so much money and leads to you being able to pick apart your opponent by sending so many armies at each one of their settlements. And to me, that was really fun. Like, I found it really cool to basically, I got in a war with this guy. I mean, I could take my shirt off, Sebo. With this, there's a faction right here. It's an undivided Chaos Warrior faction. And they have like 4 or 5 settlements, because this is where Scarbrand starts. And I had each one of my vassals attack one of their settlements, and to me that was really awesome, because I was weakening every single front of theirs while I was just pushing through with KARI and my other army. Like, so that is the kind of layered approach you have to take to KARI. This is not so much a campaign where you're going to be playing all these battles and focusing solely on destroying everything, which you will do because you still are Slaanesh, but there's so much of a campaign machinations pulling at the strings that I really love about this campaign. I really, really do. Here is the research tree for anyone who wants to see it. Everything is nested into these 6 individual little guys here. And then each one has got 6 researches within that. Really, really cool here. And if there's anything in specific, guys, by all means, just go ahead and let me know. Here are the skills for KARI. He does get, or, you know, I don't even know what to say. He or she, or whatever. Here, just say it. I don't know. Can you force vassalize other human players? No, you cannot. I don't think so. Because it says here, watch.
Northmen come.
The target faction must be fully seduced and not already your vassal or military ally. It says something about, non-playable factions are now vulnerable to seduction, to be forced, so, no. I guess non-binary would be they, them, okay. The advisor called KARI a he. You know, because it's kind of, and this is not supposed to be like a gender conversation, I don't want to get us off that track, but in the trilogy, in the Teclis trilogy, it would be, it was a he. So I don't know if they're trying to go with that from the Teclis trilogy, but I would assume it'd just be non-binary. It's just kind of part of my normal vernacular, so if that offends anyone, I apologize. So, taking a look here, we got Soul Siphon, like I was saying. Flessin, thank you very much, man. Continuing your membership on the channel, my dude. KARI accepts all pronouns. So 900 Fireball, we're gonna test that theory. We're gonna test that theory. KARI is non-binary bae. Thank you, Lily. I appreciate that. So Soul Siphon here is going to do DPS damage to anyone whose leadership is wavering, which I really love. And you're going to find a lot of those layered mechanics in here as well. That's really the only big one as far as mechanics go. He does get Strider and Devastating Flanker. I mean, as far as base starting out mechanics go. Devastating Flanker is going to double the charge bonus when attacking rear or flank, which is just juicy. And then we also get Acquiescence and Lore of Slaanesh, which we'll go over in just a second, or Slash of Slaanesh. Then for his actual ability, we've seen this before, we get Seductive. It's going to give experience gain, seduce units, and enemy leadership is going to happen here. Stop, Emery. Then we can jumping into skills. Elven Grudge is one of the abilities he starts off with. That makes a lot of sense. 10% when fighting against elves, and missile resistance 10% when fighting against elves. Melee attack plus 14 when fighting against elves as well. And then for the blue line, everything is just exactly how you would imagine it to be, except for these two. Slaves to Excess, which is going to give us casualties captured post-battle plus 25%. And then we're going to go over here into Promise of Perfection. Seduce units budget plus 50% as well. So that's going to be helpful for his Seduce units mechanic, which I'll show you in just a little bit. Does Nakari prefer to go in from behind or the side? Just all angles. It's Nakari here. It just Superman's. It just spins on that thing. So Inspiring Presence, again, Warhammer 3 Inspiring Presence, so plus 75 to leadership. He has a lot of... they have a lot of red line abilities here, right? So we see Demonettes. I mean, it's both Demonettes and Exalted. Marauders of all shapes and flavors. The Seekers and Heart Seekers here. The Chariots, all three variations. The Furies, Spawn, and Fiends. And then the Keeper of Secrets and Soul Grinder. I feel like this is one more red ability than normal. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like there's always like 4. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, correct me if I'm wrong on that. Then we get 2 abilities, Glamour of Slaanesh and Allure of Slaanesh. They are the same, just one's better than the next. So Allure of Slaanesh gives you -8 to melee attack on a 35-meter radius around you. Acolyte of Hedonism here, though, is going to just give you your typical bonuses to the respective rank 7 or higher of the units. Now, down the specific casting line, we have Lash of Slaanesh. It's going to be a heavy AP damage spell here. Blissful Rapture is going to help with melee attack and leadership as a lore attribute. Acquiescence is going to reduce melee defense. Keep this in mind. Melee defense reduction is going to be huge for Nakari. It's what allows him to fight really hard against Skarbrand. On a one-on-one, no abilities, let's just have these two duke it out. Nakari gets dumpstered by Skarbrand. Skarbrand is a beast. And especially because Skarbrand has high weapon strength, stupid high melee attack, and very good melee defense. Also, like, I think he's got 70 or 80 armor on his base paper doll. Nakari, on the other hand, has 5 armor with 60 melee defense, which is still great, but still. Sure, they can do a lot of damage, but the amount that Skarbrand can dish out is just disgusting. But again, melee defense reduction is going to be key for you. Pavane of Slaanesh is your big direct damage spell, but also causes Rampage, which is really nice. Hysterical Frenzy, going to cause Rampage, but this time it gives you AP and melee attack, so very nice here indeed. Slicing Shards is going to be your bombardment ability, a heavy AP, both attack and explosion. Phantasmagoria is going to be a leadership reducer and lockdown. So for 22 seconds, they cannot move. Then Arcane Conduit is going to be there for you. You know, the entire yellow line is the same. I'm just not even going to go through it. You get Foe Seeker and Deadly Onslaught. If there's anything specific you want to see from the yellow line, just let me know. Skarbrand just dumpsters every legendary lord, right? Yeah, absolutely. As soon as he gets in close combat, he just fucks him up. Which I'd want it no other way, you know? Oh. Oh, I'm taking a. I just realized I haven't breathed since I started ripping through this description. So, first ability here is Willing Prey. This is his specific line, and this one is great. So I'm gonna, for 15 seconds, reduce melee defense by 40 and melee attack by 24. Stack this bad boy with Acquiescence. That is juicy. Of course, Willing Prey is shorter than Acquiescence, which lasts at 20. Oh, that's upgraded. I don't know what the base one is. Or wait, just to see the base one without going to the spell browser. Well, this just has greater effect on speed. So I think the upgraded and the standard one are both 25 seconds. Forgetting to breathe seems heretical. It seems very Slaanesh-y. Nothing like a little autoerotic asphyxiation, right, guys? So 40 and 24, that's 64 minus a reduction to melee defense. You will have a Looter-S of Shadow starting with you. So if you use any of the lore, some of the lore of Shadow abilities, you can stack everything up and just have a massive depletion of someone's melee defense that you can just rip through them so fast. Drop Withering on there. I was able to beat up Scarbrand pretty quickly with KARI here. So for Monstrous Figure, we're going to get speed and weapon strength increase. Unsubtle Seduction is going to increase diplomatic relations with pretty much any Chaos Human faction and Demons of Chaos. And -4 to Corn Corruption. Soporific Musk, as I have mispronounced it before, I've said Soporic. Soporific Musk enables Soporific Musk attacks, which are going to reduce melee attack and defense by 5. Whisper of Glory, melee defense -5, and it causes Rampage for leadership is higher than 50% of base. So this is lovely, right? So everything around you is going to get this going on. And then, I'm sorry, this is a hex. You have to cast this ability. I thought it said passive. This is the passive that I was looking for. So this regens you. And I love this. So this is going to give you health and vigor for enemy units that are destroyed within 30 meters of KARI, which is sick. Very sick. Then Disciple of Excess here is going to give Summon Disciple Army plus 20% in size. Because definitely KARI is a grower, not a shower. Hates corn, gives that melee attack and weapon strength bonus, and supple and spry, the words I give to my undescended and descended testicles. Loving the glasses, by the way, very sexy, and that's pretty fitting considering the faction. Thank you very much, Kaden, appreciate it. What's up, Norman? How are you doing, man? The hex is a passive? Oh, it is a passive. I thought it was an active. Oh, man. Yeah, sick. Pfft. Cool. It says right there, passive. I'm the one playing the game. You'd think I'd read it. Yeah, and Cronus just nailed it, right? Scarbrand is weak to being kept at range. He can't fly and he's huge. Kind of the only way to win is not to play situation. Don't let him get close. And that's what I feel is really good about him. If he gets in your face, he's going to punish you for it. And he's going to punish you in 3 hits. And that's what I really like about it. Christian, I'm sure it has. I'm not going to lie to you, though. I have not gotten far enough in the campaign to play with him. I have to do that in the next couple days. I've been doing all these previews with you guys and not going far into the campaign because I wanted you guys to experience my genuine reactions to these things rather than me going, oh, holy shit, and faking it. So the furthest I've gotten in a campaign, I think, is turn 50 or something like that, and we've done it together. So now that we've pretty much hit everything that's in the base game minus ogres, I am now going to play over the next weekend a lot further and do it to a lot more campaigns and prep for a video I got coming up here. So, yeah, if you do want to see Be'lakor, though, like Christian just said, you can find it on Great Book of Grudges, Legend of Total War. I know Indie Pride's going to cover it. It'll probably be terrible coverage. In fact, just delete Indie Pride's channel if you can. I don't think Turin will cover it because I don't think you can be using Custom Battle. I'm sure Dov will in some way, shape, or form. Jenna on occasion definitely will. Party Elite, Lore Master of Sotek. So make sure you are checking these other channels out, guys. You know, I'm glad you guys are all here having a good time with me, but all of my content creator bros, I'm sure they've got a ton of stuff out right now. So please go and check them out. I do know the ending to the story, though. I will say that. I love India. That's why I give him so much shit. India is like... As a quick side note, Indy is like a really good friend to have because he's extremely pragmatic. Like during the pandemic, it was great to kind of have him like every weekend. Him and I would play Hunt Showdown for hours, for 6-7 hours, and I don't know if you guys know Italian people, but they're neurotic. They're very neurotic. And I got really like in my own head a lot about the pandemic. And I'm also a hypochondriac because I used to have Guillain-Barré syndrome, where I went paralyzed in my arms and legs. And all that thing kind of put it together and made it a perfect storm in the pandemic, and I'd freak out about a lot of things. And Indy is like so like by the facts, rational, pragmatic, that he's like, why are we worried about that? I'm not worried about that. That sounds like you're telling yourself a story. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Oh shit, fuck, yeah, you're right, man. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. Like, he's a really good guy to have in your corner to get your head like out of your head, which is really kind of cool. Like, or I'll be like super hyped up about something. Like, hey, dude, this and that. And he's like, well, have you thought about this? I'm like, oh, guess you're right. Not that he's a killjoy. He does get super hyped about things and such. It's just that he has a very, like, realistic look at things. And I don't... For those that have followed Indie Pride for a long time, both of his parents passed away. Not at the same time, sequentially, unfortunately. And he just has, like, a really good head on his shoulders. So he has a really good way of, like, breaking down stressful situations, or he has a good way of looking through bad situations and just kind of pushing through to the next thing. Like, and that's super admirable, right? Like, he's definitely like a good chap, but also fuck him. So here's the Witstealer sword here. It's the only quest item we get on the KARI. It's going to give income post-battle, SLAANESH corruption, recruitment reduction, melee attack +6, enables draining attacks, weapon strength +10%, and then ability Witstealing sword, 100% base and weapon AP damage. Isn't that juicy? For 17 seconds too. Definitely James Wood, it is Scarbrand. I'm good, Volum. How are you doing? Yeah, dude, but I think in the instance, you said Titan Spartacus and Indie Pride have the same relation that SLAANESH and Korn do. No, I love Indie. Like, I legit love Indie. But he would be SLAANESH in this case. He's always like, oh my god, dude. Marathi is so fucking hot. And I'm like, I just want to kill something, man. So that's pretty much everything I think I've gone over really quickly here. Oh, there's also the Disciple Army. It costs 300 devotees. You need 10 or more units in your army to do this. And when you summon up a Disciple Army, I've got my notes over here still, it's going to cost 300 devotees. You can only do it in a location that's 25 corruption or higher, and there's a 5-turn cooldown for the army that summons it, not for the province. So you can have multiple armies doing this. It's just going to drain your actual devotees because it's got a 20 devotee cost for having it. And when you summon it, they add it'll take your stack and add to it. Well, not add to it. It'll take your stack's number as its number and then add to that number. That didn't make any sense, but here's my point. If you've got a 10 unit army, you press summon Disciple Army, it will summon a 10 unit army as well, but it'll give it +3 units. So that'll be 13. And this still goes all the way up to 20, obviously. But if you did say 15, it would only add 2. So it has a scale on there. And the only other mechanic, we'll actually choose one of these. Yeah, this is huge, right? Proliferate cult cost. A lot of these are really like juicy, right? You get like this one, seduce unit cost reduction, which is really nice. E-girls of SLAANESH. Yes, I'll do an E-girls of SLAANESH. That's for you, dude. God, breadfish. What's up, Aston? We'll go with Gruth. They're composed of... That's another good point, Norbert. The Disciple armies are composed strictly of SLAANESH units.
Thank you for the donation.
You know, the strictly SLAANESH units that I've seen, you might be able to get to a point where your vassals can jump into them, right? I don't know, to be totally honest with you. Because I've only done them when it was predominantly my faction. And... it can have every unit in the faction. So I've had Disciple armies with Seekers of SLAANESH and Heart Seekers, which I can't even produce yet. So it is not limited by your actual unit production or anything like that. And I think also the lore that comes with it is leveled to your level that summons it. Again, I'm not sure. Ashendoroth says, for 10 euros, says, I expect you to play excessively hard and long for our pleasure. Also, pound your enemies into the ground. Thank you very much for the donation, my dude. Very much appreciated it. I will name the Hellshredders Sweaty Betties. So here is the last mechanic we'll go through. It is the seduce units mechanic. Is that really everything? We didn't go through cults, but we kind of did. We kind of did, right? Oh, there's little gifts of Slaanesh. So, it's just like the Blood Host armies, Christian, but you get to control when exactly you want them out. And, I don't remember if they cost upkeep. It remains on the map, Norbert, but it will take attrition damage in any location that does not have high Slaanesh corruption. So, the seduce mechanic is, you can see here at the bottom, I have a budget of 2,000 favor and 1 unit that I can seduce. And you can see here that, okay, I can't do that. That's over my budget of 2 units and over my budget of favor. But I can do just 1, and that falls under both. And I press seduce, and it'll bring it across. So here's some things to take into consideration here. When you seduce a unit, they will join your army. If you win and that army doesn't get destroyed, that unit will rejoin that army. So you're better off just kind of suiciding this unit to whatever your own benefits are. But this will also affect your battle result on your auto resolve. So I've had ones that say Pyrrhic Victory, and I've taken across like 1 Marauder with javelins, and it will then immediately just show like decisive victory after that. So it's pretty interesting that this will also balance out your auto resolve. Let's jump into the battle, take a look at it. First Lord's hero should be named Slay Queen. That heroes, lords, and location naming is reserved for anyone who donates. It costs actual money to Rythology, which you'll have tons of money. What does seducing a bloodletter look like? Just stroking those horns. Ginger Steve, my man. 450 poundaroos. Seeing as this is the nipple piercing stream, I would like to name the left nipple ring Agonizing Pleasure. Great to see you excited about this release. Thank you very much for watching, my man. Always good to see you, Ginger. Actually, I forgot to... I just saw you, Misha, and it reminded me to share it in the Discord, which I have not done. And if you want, you can join the Discord. Oh, put it on the Discord. Also, for anyone who is particularly tech savvy, we'll show this after the battle. I'll talk about that in a second here. Okay, so the channeling magic is just not worth it right now. So we will get everything kind of lined up over here, and we'll show it off. Now remember here with Slaanesh, your Marauders are actually pretty scary. And I'm on ultra unit size. You guys have requested it, so it has been done. Your Marauders have bonus versus infantry. There's some of your only like decently armored units at 15 armor. But the Hell Scourges are just juicy, dude. 42 melee defense on these. These guys are going to pretty much be holding the line for you strictly from that melee defense. And immune to psychology, which is always kind of nice. 38 speed on them. Very inexpensive units. We then have our cool-ass Fiends of Slaanesh. What's up, Daphos? Now, Fiends of Slaanesh have these soporific musk, and that is going to, again, reduce that melee attack, melee defense by 5. Stack that with poison, it can get pretty out of control. They have that flanker ability, as well as the 20% physical resistance that all demon units do have. You're going to also find that they just have the coolest animations in the entire army, to be totally honest. We then have our Hellstriders of Slaanesh. And on Ultra, they are huge. So if you look... Oh, we'll talk about that in a second. Sorry, I'm like scatterbrained as shit. You changed the neon green to yellow. What are you talking about, Alpaca? So for these Hellstriders here, these are the ones where it's simply your Marauders on the actual Striders themselves. These are not the Demonette ones. Those are the Striders of Slaanesh. So you'll be able to find them later in the production line, but these do have poison attacks and they have a bonus versus large. This is actually considered basically a spear on their arm right there. And a good charge bonus of 40. Bloodletters, you guys are gonna go get shot in the face. Cost raised based off of the tier of the units. If not, you could grab the enemy's tankiest unit and have them be as your front line. Yes, so that's how it works, AI. It is based off of, like, kind of think of it like, highlight neon green? No, I didn't change it. It does have more of a yellowish look, though. That seduce is tiered to not necessarily the tier of the unit, but the overall kind of like cost of the unit. Think of it almost like basically buying a multiplayer cost unit. Like a Marauder costs like, I think it's like $850 or $1150 in the seduce panel, but a unit of Chaos Warriors costs $2250, and you can reduce that cost through technologies and skills, and you can increase your budget through technologies and skills. Oh, then also we get our Hellflayers. Move these right here. Now Hellflayers have this ability right here, Soul Scent, AP up to 25% and melee attack up to 20. Effect intensity increases by each enemy unit in range with morale wavering or lower. So you do have to spend a lot of time trying to stack these abilities with units that do have this low morale. You can't expect this unit to be stupid strong until they get up in the face of something that is low in that morale. How complete are the guest factions like Lizardmen, High Elves, Skaven, etc.? Could they be easily modded in? Also, please name someone Crab Battle. Okay, I'll name someone. Name whatever you. What would you like me to name Crab Battle?
Thank you for the donation.
Yeah, well, welcome aboard, my bro. They're just as. I mean, I don't really understand the question, Torch. How complete are the guest factions like Lizardmen, High Elves, Skaven, etc.? It's the same faction from Warhammer 2. Yes, it actually spends your gold, Kazad. At least I believe it does. We'll find out after this. The crabbiest thing I got. All right, done. Human Bog back for more commentary here, jumping into a nice Warhammer competitive match. I'll be streaming alongside my good friend and co-host Turin for the Chaos Clash coming in this Saturday. Look how fast KARI is. He just does not care. He's like, weaklings. Now, here's another thing too with your army ability. Fascination, remember there's 2 more you're going to unlock through your research tree. This is basically the same thing as... Pavena SLAANESH. It's almost the exact same ability. Take a look. It lasts for longer, right? And it has a longer cooldown. But you can stack Pavena SLAANESH and Fascination to delete a unit like fucking that. It's insane. So you get a lot of really good raw damage here. Naruto run. You see, it's not really a Naruto run. It's a normal run. And then you see his back claws doing the Naruto thing, right? I guess maybe a little bit more of a Naruto run.
Souls for SLAANESH.
Death through sensation.
Eternal hunters.
And then it's like, oh, you know what? I don't want to waste any of my units. I'll just go send them to these bloodletters. But we all want to see what these Hell Shredders look like. And it's like, you know, these are AP units, which are great, and they do magic attacks, which are great, but you face them against bloodletters. Bloodletters will eat them up because they get that bonus versus infantry here. So you do have to kind of be mindful of that when you're jumping into the first fights in this game, or in this campaign. Oh, just bloodletter on bloodletter action there. What's up, Simpata? That's your lash. Just a big old whip that pops out. Like I said too, I think I actually caught a lot of these guys in that attack, unfortunately. Oh, his animations are really cool. The him and Scarbrand fight that I did was pretty sweet looking too. No, Nakari is very fast. Like that's kind of the shtick here, right? Is like very fast unit movement. No, you don't get to keep them, Crazy Cat. As soon as the battle's over, they disappear. That's like that, it is done. A lot of people, like I said, Nakari looks boring at first. And I in my video, I open up in the campaign overview, I say like, at the end of the video, I'm like, I'll be honest with you guys, I did not like this campaign to start off. Because I had just finished playing Scarbrand. And Scarbrand was like so much cooler to me. But after I really got into the mechanics and what they did and everything like that, I was like, this is pretty goddamn cool. So banner swiftness is cool. Favor devotees. I mean, let's get some unit replenishment. 10 devotees is not going to do me very much. Who would win, Tyrion or Nakari? Tyrion, he did it twice already. And then it's just like I'll get you next time, gadget. After that. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll get you next time. Like, it just... That was like the reoccurring theme of all three of those books. Moist Marauders, done and done. Okay, so why do people not like the word moist? It makes no sense to me. How do you guys describe very good brownies? Oh, these are so wet. Oh, these brownies? Mom, these have got to be the just absolute wettest brownies I've ever tasted. Like, well, you gotta say moist. How is you gonna describe it? Oh, the brownies you made were so damp. They were so damp and dank. I loved it. Moist is a very beautiful, descriptive word of crumbly cake to me. Of lovely, luscious, fluffy cake. I don't think of it as like, oh, moist. Oh, it's moist in here. Like, that doesn't come to my mind. A crab battle. I'll do it on the Fiends for you, man. They kind of got like a little bit of that look. What did people want some other things named as? First Allurus is Slay Queen. I will do that. That again. Any Lord. Sloppy brownies. Soggy. Oh my God, Spice. The fact that two different people said sloppy freaks me out. It freaks me out that you would use the word sloppy in a positive descriptive sense. Who taught you adjectives? Juicy? Who says juicy for brownies? Oh man. These juicy brownies. It's like biting into a gusher. It's like biting into a, Is that Holland? Is that blueberry? That's blueberry. Who says sloppy? Who says sloppy brownies? If someone said sloppy, yeah, unappetizing. Yeah, exactly. If someone goes, oh, these are sloppy brownies. I'd be like, fuck you, man. I spent a lot of work on these brownies. This is a fresh baked juicy bread. Scipio? That's actually a cool name. All I'm hearing is undercooked. Yeah. Oh man, as soon as you bit into that brownie, it was so runny. I'm like, you ate brownie batter. That was brownie batter. Sloppy Joe, that's the only time sloppy's good, you know? So here's what I was saying. Melkoth, or not Melkoths. Smoke and Mirror, Enfeebling Foe. You take Enfeebling Foe, and you stack it with Willing Prey and Acquiescence. Bro, that's a lot of reduction to melee defense. Sloppy toppy brownies. Spaghetti, get out, dude. Get out. BDSM Masters? Alright, Dead Marine. I'll do it for you, dude. Any other names you guys want? I know some of you have said some, but I have missed them, unfortunately, in any one of my 50 rants that I've done this entire stream. We'll do Route Marcher.
This will slaughter many.
I mean, essentially, it's like, oh, I can't stop him. Take my clothes off.
No choice.
I kind of find, to be totally honest, the spears are great, but the Marauders are very helpful in the kind of initial portion of the game, and they're very low upkeep. Oh, that was actually pretty cool. Look at that one up there. That's a cool little animated ditty. Sloppy Riders. I think we named him. Oh, no, we didn't. No, someone wanted to name these, didn't they? Someone wanted to name the Riders, but... The Foreskinners? God damn, guys. Sweaty Betties. That's what you wanted to name these. Actually, I mean, it's not possessive, so it's multiples. The Sloppy Joes. Have some more Sloppy Joes! The Cheek Clappers. Alright, guys. You bros have had too much. You guys are high on your own supply over here. Leaf, you crazy bastard. Can we have a seductress called the Moist Maiden? Ben West! I can name the Allurist that. Do you want that instead, Ben? Titan Spartacus playing as Nakari. More like Indulgent Spartacus. You know I had to do it to him. Thank you very much, More. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it, dude.
Thank you for the donation.
That'll do? Okay. Moist Maiden it is. The moist thing doesn't bother me at all. Sloppy steaks, dude. Get out, Thomas.
Just a sample.
It is done. 50 Shades of Sloppy. That's pretty goddamn good. And you know what? We'll use this to boost Amante our growth. Although our income's not too stellar, so maybe we won't do that. So I usually play these on normal, just to get a sense for the game, because it's like on normal I can just simply push through every mechanic. I can just auto resolve. I get a ton of money. It's easy to get a feel for how the game plays, and it's very jarring coming from normal to just hard. That's just one step up. And your income is just so because you lose 2,500 background. That 2,500 background income is like so crucial, right? I mean, like 2,000 is usually the point in which I will hire another army. I don't know what it is for you guys, but once I reach 2,000 per turn income, I tell myself, okay, this is enough budget for another army. And losing that 2,500 just reduces your power scaling so much. So here's actually, this is a fun one. Many of my chat are perverts. I'm a fucking pervert. That's fine with me. Here's a fun poll, and I'm curious to see what difficulty do you play on? So don't flex here. Don't tell me you play on legendary when you don't. Don't tell me you play on very hard when you don't. I want to know what you genuinely play on. Because I will tell you what the CA statistic is after you guys answer this. And this is just campaign difficulty. Battle difficulty is kind of... We'll do that in a secondary poll, I suppose. But there you go. Answer away. I feel like most people I talk to play on some variation of hard and very hard. Either very hard battle, hard campaign, or very hard campaign, hard battle. Probably one or the other. Show us the kitty. Where's the cat? They haven't. This is 11. This is usually when I feed them. Usually they're up my ass. AI says I play on easy, if not normal. I think you'll be fine. I think you'll find out that I play on very legendary. I'll have you know. Okay, so let's take all our fast attack elements and let's just take a whole different angle with them. Oops. What button did I press to do that? I don't know what it was, but it happened. Then let's take these bros right over here with the Allures, and we'll have a little demonette party here. Yeah, guys, do please make sure you're liking the stream. Can't tell you how much it helps out. And like I've said plenty of times, Nexus, if you have not yet purchased the game, you can purchase the game through my Nexus store if you'd like. They will be doing a really cool kind of like fundraiser thing for basically they're going to do a competition amongst the other Total War creators that are on the Nexus store, where they're going to give a prize away to the top 5 people that get the most sales, and then they're going to match that to whatever charity of the winner's choice. So it's going to be 5 winners and 5 different charities, or 5 charities, whatever it is. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. They haven't announced that yet, so I don't even know if I'm going to talk about that. Oh, there's pillow fights, all right. There's always pillow fights. So who's over here? Oh, that's okay. We can all do that. That's easy to deal with. There's nothing wrong with easy. In fact, when you guys find the answer out, you're gonna be surprised. 42% right now, leading for normal. I can't see the other options. It only shows me the leader. Dude, Korn has some of the strongest towers, man. They beat that pussy. See? Ba-bam! Dude, just look at those fiends being fiendish. Perfect. Go ahead actually and do a little whip-a-dip-dip-a-do. Right now. Whip. Nod from Command & Conquer. Dude, I have not played Command & Conquer in forever, dude. Thank you very much, though, that guy, you know. I saw that $2 donation. And Dead Marine 1980, thank you for the donation as well, my guy. Dude, but you see how, like, the Demonettes are great, but also stupid weak, right? Like, they're just getting eaten up by these Bloodletters of Khorne. That's why you really kind of need, like, the Marauders to just take a lot of those, like, hits in the face and stuff like that. They did a remake? Is it good?
Luscious deeds.
Lusheth demons. So we'll probably lose about a unit or two of demonettes, but I just wanted to kind of illustrate the weakness of SLAANESH in that you need to use that flanking capability for it to actually be worthwhile to use these units, or else they just kind of get butt fucked. Which, in all honesty, they probably enjoy. Those corn towers, man, they rip you up.
KARI. Charge.
Decadent seekers. Torches. Pain is a gift. Seek and keep gravity.
Dude, and Kari's getting beat up by these towers, man. That's the thing about Khorne's towers, they are just girthy.
Deliver unto SLAANESH.
Where is the leader?
Demonettes.
Thank you for the donation.
Oh, there he is.
The aesthetics are lethal. Pain is a gift.
Bring a tower lord. Well, that's the thing too, is like Skarbrand can like one-man armies. Well, not really. I mean, like, he's just stupid strong, right? And with Nakari, you have to like, you really have to stack debuffs because he's got such low armor that he can really just get hit down so fast and so hard. Nebsy here, formerly known as Ben. The SLAANESH music is great, feels very epic. Lord of the Rings vibe. Also finally found how to change my display name. Thank you very much, Nebsy. I appreciate it, man. And Simpada, thank you very much as well, my bro. Saw you just became a member of the channel. Thank you very much. It helps me grow. You can just cap the victory points to destroy the associate. Yeah, Tom. If I had Furies, I could have done that, but it's why I find Furies to be so important in the Chaos Demons playthroughs. Is those allow you to actually hit into those towers very well. More like Three Kingdoms, Vicente. They actually will come to your aid and say, "Ooh, Void Armor! What a nice little pickup right there." Physical resistance 10% and attribute causes terror. You know, and we didn't even seduce anything on the army. We could have seduced something to make this a lot easier on myself, but I did not do it. So, as I'm not a smart man, can you shoot towers with spells? Yes, you can. Towers, for all intents and purposes, are a unit. As long as they can get in base contact, they can do it. So we're going to get Inspiring Presence here because I like the buff to leadership there. But I think we'll kind of leave it after that because the melee attack and charge bonus on the Demonettes is cool. The Hellish Stride here is nice. Actually, to be totally honest, it might be worth it, but it really only brings our Marauders from 15 to 23 armor, which is actually a little bit better. All right, Real Mike, that's not cool, man. Watch, you just said that. You know who's gonna knock on my door? Hi, I am Chris Hansen from Dateline. I'm like, no, I didn't say it. I can't. Hey, what can I say, man? When you spend enough time being 300 pounds, you just kind of grow into it. You grow into this beast you see before thee. You know, that'd actually be kind of cool, Harold, though, if you could, like, invest in that. You just swat it in 10 minutes, they break it. Put your fucking hands up! Put your fucking hands up! I'm like, no, I didn't do anything. It's just the campaign. I don't have a single tit. It's the campaign. Oh. Dude, it's demonetized for sure, man. Like, I can't. It's happening. It's happening. Where are those cats? Cats would usually be up my fucking dick right now. Okay, so let's recruit a little bit more. So I can summon a disciple army if I so wish. It would basically be an army that would probably be around 13 or 14 units, and I could go just send this at the fetid catacombs to just take it for me, which is really nice here.
Let me imbibe your
Yeah, it's one of the mechanics of SLAANESH is just straight up demonetization. We're gonna grab though 2 of these spear dudes just to kind of have some anti-large.
have no choice.
That's actually, I didn't realize that does that. It shows you the upkeep after, which is pretty cool. There was something I was going to show you guys, but I don't remember what it was. I will tell you guys though, like AI is like, well, Italian Spartacus is cute. As someone who grew up fat and not so attractive, as a 34-year-old man, I still think I'm fat and unattractive. Body issues, or body image issues and body dysmorphia are a hell of a drug, my man. Those stay with you for a long time. I rely strictly upon my unhinged personality. Get your sexy on, brother. Love the streams. Givot1947 with the largest donation of the day. The largest single donation of the last week. $50. Big dick daddy from Cincinnati. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that very much, my dude. I know I'm not fat, Misha, but when you come down from weight, it sucks, man. Thank you very, very much, dude. Huge donation. Very generous of you, brother. But let's go ahead and end this poll, too. So, this poll is very similar to the official stats from CA. But this was back during Everchosen, so it's definitely changed. Normal, 41%. Hard, 27%. Very hard, 23%. 7% legendary. I didn't put easy on the list. I was cheating. Easy is the most played difficulty. Easy and normal are the most played. And legendary is, that 7% was about accurate, right? Like it's super low. And a lot of people like to watch legendary because they don't play legendary. So that's kind of why stuff like Legend and Total War is so popular, is because people don't play legendary. Most people, you would think hard and very hard is standard. But here's a scarier statistic. The people that interact with the online community across Reddit, forums, and YouTube videos represent something like, I think it was like 15% of the total people that that have purchased and played Total War Warhammer in general. Total War is a very much single player experience. So most people auto-resolve their battles, and most people have never touched the multiplayer button, let alone played a multiplayer battle. So a lot of people play on easy and normal. And that's what that's the crazy thing is, a lot of people on forums and Reddits go, why would CA do something like this? Why the hell would they do that? It's because internally they're looking, a developer is going to look at statistics, right? And not the developer as in the entity. I'm talking about a software developer looks at a statistic and looks for efficiency and sees, well, 73% of my user base wants this or uses this, or I've seen direct correlation between Y or whatever it is. But vocal 20% or vocal 27% in my specific case wants this. I'll go with the 73% because it errs on the side of like proper efficiency. it's why a lot of things always kind of shake out weirdly. I kind of wish CA would be a little more transparent with those facts, to be totally honest. Again, this was stuff that was told to me during Everchosen back, like, during the Vampire Coast launch. So things probably have changed. People have that's probably become saturated higher into normal or hard because people have played the game more across 5-6 years, right? So what a lot of people probably have done is, where's I going with that? Oh, they gave me those statistics to say basically, hey, you can use these statistics in the middle of the stream. Like, okay, if you remember that stream, it was, hey, here is Vampire Coast versus Lizardmen. And I'd be able to look at the data and go, well, funny thing about this is 7% of online battles are fought with Lizardmen. You know, so it's like you'd be able to kind of do stuff like that. Yeah, it is definitely old data, but and like I said, I think it's probably saturated upwards as the skill base of the player base has increased. But it is also worth noting that the player base size has probably dropped in time. So those numbers become different because your player base are older veterans and they're playing more, so they jump up their difficulty. But your pool, your sample size is smaller. I don't need to give him the higher difficulty buffs. Norbert, I don't know anymore. The statistics I had seen were multiplayer based, not campaign based at that time. Banu Sovereignty, what's that from? You think they'll fix vassals? I'm looking to see if someone has done something. So we have a bunch of feedback things with Creative Assembly where we say, hey, PlanetSide, dude, PlanetSide's so fucking great. Oh, don't get me started on PlanetSide. Okay, I think I'm all good. I was going to do one of these. It's going to cost me some money. That's fine. We're good. Adriel asked, do you think they'll fix vassals? So we have a feedback forum on a Discord for Creative Assembly. We've been the whole entire time. Oh God, it's only turn 3. We've been basically saying like, hey, love this mechanic, don't like this, and we get to vote yes or no. Like, hey, yeah, I agree. Hey, yeah, I agree. Hey, yeah, I agree. So we voted on a lot of things and said like, these are the things we want changed, the things we want different, and they've made those pivots, which has been really cool, to be totally honest. It's been cool to see that like kick in quickly. But actually, you know, we'll just go ahead, right? Balls deep for it. Oh, no, we'll go one more turn. So I don't know if anyone's done it for vassals. I did it for Kosteltian. I put like, hey, can we change Kosteltian's buffs to include armored Kossars? Because if we do, then he becomes useful beyond the beginning portions of the game. Alright, so this motherfucker did this. Carnal satire here. We're gonna summon a disciple army.
The new avatar of sensation.
Interesting. Oh, you know, that's probably dictated by difficulty. Because I did a bunch of testing and did this a whole bunch of different times. And maybe it's actually corruption based. Huh.
Behold my sensuous movements.
What's up, Lazy Boy Gamer? Maybe Akar. So we're going to seduce across the Furies so we can actually, like, break open stuff. Or, you know what? Well, I don't want to encircle because we'll just take attrition damage. You know, I bet you though. Here, I'll show you guys something. So right now, our battle result is Valiant Defeat. Let's bring across this. No, that didn't change it much. I'm gonna load a different one. But if I'm sure if I bring across maybe the blood letters, that'll change it. I wish it would reflect that here, because it doesn't show you the battle result difference until it actually comes across. But you can definitely get this to go to a much more favorable experience for yourself. But we'll take this, actually have a tankier unit to use. I was going to use the Furies to have them go break apart towers. This should probably be okay. Well, maybe stream Kostialtyn instead of Katarine. I think Kostialtyn is a little bit more interesting. A little bit more, I think it's a little bit more of like a spectator experience versus Katarine, which is a little bit more gotta catch 'em all Kiss of edition. Kostialtyn like starts just balls deep in tons of enemies. So it's a little bit harder of a fight in my opinion. Planetside, I played the Republic, the Free Republic, the red and black dudes. Merrick, I've seen the towers. They look exactly what you would think, but I don't know what they shoot. I hate snow. Dude, I fucking... Planetside, there used to be Terran Republic. Thank you, Ace Sky. I used to play so much Planetside. I played a lot of Planetside too. And my favorite thing about Planetside is like you basically get in these prolonged fights over what is essentially nothing in game terms, right? Like you'd fight over a bridge. And all it was a bridge that made it easier for your tanks to get from A to B. And I really, really, really loved that. I chose Terran because it was closest to the Imperium at the time. Because when it first came out, I was playing a ton of Warhammer. 40k, obviously. So I think my name, the name of my character was Commissar Ezekiel. After I was collecting Imperial Guard, so I wanted a Commissar. I thought Commissars were the coolest thing in the Imperial Guard, and I had just finished collecting Dark Angels, so I wanted Ezekiel, my favorite character in the Dark Angels. So I had all that stuff together. I'm gonna put a little fast attack angle over here. I think that's everything. Yeah, Demonettes will go right here. I'll give you some leadership abilities over here. What's the flavor of the day? Where is it? It is... Put a little water in here. It is... bubblegum.
Thank you for the donation.
Michael Garrison, thank you very much, man. $5 donation saying, hey Sparty, ever thought about doing faction overview videos kind of like your Legendary Lord videos? Looking at units, buildings, and heroes and their uses. Definitely a possibility. I could absolutely do it at the from a multiplayer standpoint or from a campaign standpoint is a better question. Okay, let me pause this really quick and we'll assign some attack orders here because this is going to be a Josephat. Actually, I don't even know how to approach this. Go ahead and bring this guy here. Drink gum? Well, stays in your system for 55 years, whatever it is. So, I like a little fighting chance. Go right there. I'm actually gonna go la balls deep on this dude. I eventually, because I stopped collecting Imperial Guard and I transitioned over to collecting. You know what? Let's use you guys go over here. And I transitioned over to collecting Khorne Berserkers. So I changed my name from Commissar Ezekiel to Berserker Ezekiel. I remember my cringy names. You can't not. You need to pay a homage to where you came from. I collected Tau for a bit. I actually love Tau because after Dragon Ball Z was on, Gundam Wing was on. And Gundam Wing is arguably the best mecha of all time. Don't at me. And I love Gundam Wing. So early Tau reminded me of Gundam Wing in a cool way. Hordes of Chaos. Dude, when Tau got released, it was super hype city, man. It was a lot of fun. Dude, look at the wheels on this guy. He's just so in the face of shit. I love it. You guys gonna actually go up the pipe there like I wanted you to do? What you gonna do about what? I don't need to do shit about anything, Misha. Yeah, the soundtrack for Gundam Wing was really good. Was really good. Just kind of sacrifice that up to the gods. And do a little acquiescence right here on him. Then you Melkoth to even slow him down further, take some additional damage. Get those guys in there. These guys are just going to push through that, and they're going to go grab that. There's a Warhammer mod. I've covered it quite a few times. Folk are, they're great folk. They're great. They're good chaps too. No. Oh. Accidentally use that. Oh, well. Did we kill their lord already? Did I burst him down that fast? Oh, daddy. Go kill this thing over here then. Again, you see demonettes, they need to be used with other things, and I've not really been using them right. The right way to use them is to flank things. Oh, it's not dead. Jesus. Meanwhile, she's getting shit canned over here. Like, this would be the proper way to use them. Pull them out. You never pull out on a demonette, though, you know. Okay, yeah, get out of there now. You guys can get out of there and go into this rear over here. Blood Angels are now definitely my favorite faction in 40k next to the Sisters of Battle. You just take you bros and go right for this. Go do that. This stuff can go help reinforce over here and destroy all this crap. Get in the rear of the Mega Zeppelin. Iron-Blooded Orphans was very good. It was very, very good. And then just double back over here and go right for that butt again. Oh, whipped. Watch out for this lawnmower. Dude, look how crushing that charge was. Like, that just melted them. Supple titties. Get these guys to come around the back here again. And these are the Seekers of Slaanesh. So these are the ones with the demonettes riding them. Oh, those are the Hellstrider guys. This right here. So these are when they start to get juicy. You got the AP, they got magic, they've got poison. So quite nice, quite juiced. Space Wolves were the... So Space Wolves were the first 40k faction I ever collected. And I still have tons of my Space Wolves. Drop that. Actually... that on like this. What does she have? Nothing. Just a Herald of Slaanesh. No abilities, nothing cool. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, get juicy with it. That was rough, man. Just right through it. Like mowing the green.
Spearman!
The Purple Herald!
The Purple Herald?
Depravity!
What a name.
Seekers!
And then we're just gonna go ahead and take this, jump back out, and go again.
Searching on. Yes, yes, yes.
Slash!
No. Marauders!
On the hunt!
Absolute obedience!
There. Yes, yes. Bend to our will.
Look at these bros of corn doing the Lord's work here. So yeah, definitely of the four gods, you have to use Demonette's probably the smartest. You can sacrifice portions of the horrors, right? Like, just throw blue horrors in the front, let pink horrors pepper everything. But Demonettes need to use your Marauder line to flank around, or else they just kind of get ripped up. See, like, we lost all three there. And they're expensive. They're not cheap, so that was kind of dumb on my part. Sorry, guys. I could probably be looting and occupying a little bit more, but my first province, I never really do that. So he got a gift of Slaanesh here. And I don't think it can show me that. So the way the gift works is it bestows to the lord or hero that you take an action against or that you kill. And when they are on the battlefield, or I'm sorry, when they're on the map, they spread corruption, they give you devotees, and it's easier to seduce their units. The only way to get rid of a gift of Slaanesh is to, if you're a lord, win a battle against Slaanesh, and if you're a hero, do an action against Slaanesh. What are the specs for running the game? Do you know what? Do you know that, and when can we pre-download the game? Pre-download will probably be the 15th or 16th, I would imagine. Don't know about... how do you do the attack order drawing? You hold down Shift. That allows you to draw, like, waypoints, basically. Ooh, new map on side 2, huh? But, yeah, the gift is really cool. It's a great way to kind of just harass someone. Oh, specs. I don't know the specs. But it's definitely more if you can run Warhammer 2, you'll run Warhammer 3. So don't worry about that, my brother. Oops, that's not what I want. This, we're going to do Enfeebling Foe. And then for the Tempter Lord, Blissful Rapture. Oh, you know what? Well, actually, I didn't take this, but I don't know. We already have Acquiescence, so we're going to get Pavane. Just to stack up a ton of damage. Yes, you can, Harold. You can hire Ogre Mercenaries, for sure. And let's do... Sorry about that. Sure. Little pool of water. Remind me during the next fight, and I'll show you some of the ways that I navigate the battlefield easily. I'm going to be having a beginner's guide coming out on the launch of the game. Then the day after that, I'll have a beginner's guide for combat that'll come out the day after. So anyone that wants to just learn things like little tricks of the trade, more than happy to do so. Thought I heard something weird. Non-consensual gifting. Is it worth rushing the blue tree for the seduction trait? This one? No, it depends on if you want to use it. It definitely has its uses. In fact, we can start kind of pushing into it. I'm actually going to grab this one so we get more devotees from battles. Oh, I teleported all right.
How delightful.
Yeah, dude, I got thick ass, bro.
Village of SLAANESH.
So let's go ahead and break this down and make a corruption building. I don't even think we have income from everything. There's only one income building. And here's our unholy manifestations. Forgot to check those out. But pain for pleasure. My army takes attrition damage basically, but then I can move farther, attack harder, charge harder, and then move across the map faster. This one's going to grant me a bunch of devotees and reduce growth. This will seduce units budget increase by 100%, which is lovely, and SLAANESH corruption +8. Water check, thank you, Gavat. Anything I can share about the tournament this weekend? It's domination mode. It's going to be fun. I think the roster's been added to him, Hitman. I haven't played a ton of them. I hope we get Valkia. I hope we fucking do, man. And this one, Disciple Army will be summoned near this army each turn. So 5 turns, you get Disciple Armies you just send out. Which is a juicy.
Drink in my X.
Let's try to capitulate Blood Mountain here. We'll get us some more units. I'm not going to grab Demonettes right now. We're just going to grab 2 more of these.
Serve. You have no choice.
Ogre Embargo is indeed the 14th, Adriel.
All will die in rapture.
Secrets are mine. Hello.
Now remember, this is a Disciple Army, so it is actually draining my devotees. I have a favorite faction, and it is Khorne. Khorne is just so fucking fun. Why can't I make this? Oh, I don't have 2 growth. Let's go ahead and make the Palace of Princes. And let's make the corruption building here. Yes, Michael, I will be doing a stream on launch day. I'm gonna hold. So I put this poll up already, but the question was, what stream would you like me to do on launch day? And I asked all the parents of every single faction, right? So rather than Zhao Ming and Miao Ying, I asked Cathay, and then we'll break into the Legendary Lord. Everyone was voting ogres because they were asking like for me to do it right then and there. So I'm gonna wait until the 15th to hold that poll because everyone was voting ogres, not really understanding the scope of the poll, right? I said this is the campaign that I will play to completion on the channel after you guys have seen everything. So it's like they would have seen the ogres by the time I would do it. Probably the unicorn. How is this army spawned? By me pressing this button right here. Summon Disciple Army.
Courtesan of the pleasure god.
This won't matter. Here or there won't matter.
Handmaiden of dark delight. My desires are...
Oh, Michael, you sweaty man, you. Bannerlord stream on launch day? Nay, my sir. Some people will most definitely be at work, bored, and they'll wanna get some love, some action going, and I'm gonna be there to facilitate. Oh, god damn it. You know what? I think just got upgraded. Alright, so let's a little quick save.
Hunger for souls.
Okay, alright.
Sweetest agony.
eviscerate them.
I feel like I've noticed, and Sparty, call me out if I'm wrong, but Slaanesh and Khorne feel the most fleshed out at launch, mainly because they have mortals incorporated. Nurgle actually has very few things left to add. You've got your putrid Blight Kings, you've got Toad Dragons, Tamrakhan himself. There's not a ton left for Nurgle. And Tzeentch could have Zangors. I think Tzeentch should have had Zangors. And also Tzeentch has got the Knights, right? Which are pretty sick. So I think I don't know if they feel more fleshed out, but I definitely enjoy Khorne the most. I think if I'm ranking them, Khorne the most because it's just so fun to wreak havoc on everything. And Maggoth is a good one too, Colonel Merc Turtle. Go ahead and grab. I kind of liked having these guys. I'm going to do that again. Unfortunately, I can't grab anything else because my budget is too low at the moment. So now at this point, I could just quick save this. We'd lose all of our Marauders, but... Or a quick auto-resolve. Fight the battle. Slaanesh and Tzeentch are tied. I don't like Nurgle very much. I don't like Nurgle in general. He's my least favorite Chaos God. Well, I guess Slaanesh is actually my least favorite Chaos God because I just don't like all like the debauchery, even though I'm kind of a base debaucherous fool. But I don't enjoy the speed of Nurgle's campaign. It's a slow burn, and it's intended to be that way. And I enjoy the fast pace of Khorne's campaign and of Slaanesh's campaign, but I like all the units and stuff of Tzeentch's. So it's very hard for me to decide between the four. The Undivided one is really cool. My problem with the Undivided one is I like all of the mechanics from all the specific demons that you just don't get with Undivided. You get a little bit of them, but that's it. God damn it, sloppy army roster. Sloppy as fuck. I just can't wait for oops. I can't wait for the goods, right? I can't wait for Mortal Chaos whatever. Whatever is coming with Mortal Chaos, whenever that's coming, if it's coming, like, that is going to be the juice. Really? Oh. See, it's so far back. Give me that Valkia. Okay, pause. Let me figure out what I'm doing here. I know a lot of people don't like pausing, but hey, what I do. Okay, what's going on? I'll do that. Hey, you, maybe rowboat. Oh, no, let's, what's over here? Grab that. That'll hopefully pull them towards me. And we will march forward here. Do this. Pincers, yeah, man. You pinch never. Andre, you never had your nipples pinched. That's for sure, man, bro. I like that laugh. Like, oh, I've had my nipples pierced. I've had my nipples pinched, buddy. Porch has asked me, have you ever thought about how many people are watching you from the toilet? Does that bother you? Not in the slightest. In fact, I prefer it. I won't be able to catch them. Oh, yeah, get in there. So, for those that are tech savvy... you know what? I'll do it after this. I'm sorry. Oh, shit. Someone, Pool, you are asking me some questions about some quick stuff that I do to navigate around the battlefield. So I'll do this really fast here for you. So, here's my force. And one of the biggest things I like to do is organize this. Organizing from left to right is important because if you click from this, hold down shift from left to right, and then drag it out, this will organize your units to match the cards. So right now, let's say I'll put these guys right here. So watch my spearmen on the far right. That should have these guys shift over to here. Maybe it only works in the pre-battle. Yeah, I think it only works in the pre. Also, you have to, sometimes you have to group them for it to work. Yeah, it would have been better to show you in the pre-battle. So we'll do it in the next battle. I'm sorry, man. I go to a public gym. Yeah, get those guys in there. You need to get out of that, lady. That is not a good place for you to be. Good, good, yes. File into this little column of doom. Oh, yeah. Marauders of SLAANESH. Okay, so that'll hopefully pull these bros over here. Damn right, that whip spell is satisfying. Good, yes. Just as I suspect, just as I planned, right up the pipe we go. These guys should be coming here pretty soon. Where are they? They're taking 7.5 years to get over here. Fine, we'll just go to them. Or we could do... Yeah, we'll do that. And shift right like that. And just keep going.
Endless craving.
Yeah, a lot of people like the radius mod and the an SFO. Personal opinion, I don't. I think it adds way too much unnecessary complexity to the game. And I understand, like, oh, hey, it's more loreful and all that stuff, but at what point, you know, it's like, do you just kind of realize, oh, man, there's all these cool new units, and it adds so much like roster bloat to me, that it's hard for me to enjoy it, because I want to use all these units, and it's very not enjoyable for me. That's just the way I am. I know people love and swear by them, and that's totally cool. Like, by all means. It's not my bag. Yeah, a little bit of a little Slavic slur there. I like that. You gonna get over here, lady?
Marauders of SLAANESH! KARI!
Hey, Pango Games, thank you very much. Dropping a 5 PLN at me. Thank you. Oh, yeah, right through. Then coming in the back with the fiends of Slaanesh. I love it.
Decadent seekers. The pangs of suffering. On the hunt. Endless craving.
Health gouges!
Rend!
There goes their herald.
Souls. Glorious. Spare. Quench the thirst.
Slaanesh is Allures. We go!
Dude, that scream is fucking terrifying, actually. Push on through. Dude, that is really scary. That is really scary. That is really scary. I don't like that. Good question, Pango. Will the seduce mechanic kind of fuck up the end game because it's so snowbally? I actually don't have a good answer for you on that.
Divine slaughter!
Hordes of chaos. Bring us tear throats.
The aesthetics are lethal.
The aesthetics are lethal.
Master. Arch-tempter. Slash.
Oh. Those new core mechanics they rip up Slaanesh, so you really got to be on top of your flanking game. I just threw up a little bit in my mouth.
For orders.
Yeah, I'm not really a huge fan of like the 300 plus. It's why I didn't really enjoy like big Mortal Empires campaigns, because it just, you get to these massive turns and you're like, oh god, man, let me take a break here. I gotta go see what's up with the cats. It's noon. They're usually up my ass right now, so let me go check on them. Those cats were passed out. Usually, so I usually do, I feed them at 11, it's 12. And I walked in there. They were just like completely passed out. And it's rare when you can sneak up on a cat and I touch them. They're like, what the fuck, man? All right, we have completed this province. The shard lands are secured. To be honest, this took me way longer on my other playthrough. The bloody sword is destroyed. Tons of fun in the sun. Let's take a look at our seductive influence. The Kieling we're at war with, as you would expect.
Enter then. Are you after a drink, a fist fight, or
Perhaps a seduction, Bjornlings.
to be honest, I'd rather be raiding, but you have my time.
I'm just gonna give them a little, it's a little pepper. Actually, we'll do some other stuff first, then give it to them. Anything we can build here? I'm gonna actually build. So there's the cultist camp, which gives me devotees and some income, which is nice. But since this is kind of like on the fringe, we're gonna build up that garrison building. Not just yet, but we will definitely get there. Let's go with growth. Spirit of the Fox. It's similar to what it was in Three Kingdom. I think we could actually even do 100 devotees. I really want to show you guys Pavane, so we'll proliferate. So we'll wait on that. This has got one more turn, then we'll use that and use it. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good. That'll be good. Does, but I definitely think it works. It definitely works. The nice thing too, the Blood Host armies cost upkeep. These don't. Well, they do. They cost you devotee upkeep, 20 per turn. Go ahead and send this. I'm just gonna go suicide this down here. I did have a tech question, Valama. I'm amping up for it right now. 2 levels on you. We're gonna get Hates Corn. Let's just grab more slaves.
This will slaughter
Because we're gonna be fighting tons of corn. We'll get your Steeda SLAANESH up here. Actually, no, we'll get that training and then the steed. Okay, and we'll put our 227 here, 277. We do need some more income. Oh, here are our commandments too. So we get Foster Cults, increasing our SLAANESH corruption. We get Revels of Eternal Pleasure, proliferate cult cost minus 2% and growth increase. Festival of Drinking and Delights is going to increase my control, but chance of spreading plague and campaign movement range reduced for the enemies. Also, we get Cavalcade of Dark Desires, construction cost reduction, and income from all buildings. There'll be a rebellion in the next turn or two. We'll do control for just a little bit. In fact, we can even just pump up control through this, which will not be a bad idea. Lasts for 5 turns, but I want us to get our. This will cost me 50 control, so give me some control and some growth. I think we need to blitz some growth here. I just want to really get some of these things upgraded so we can start getting other buildings going. Oh, an imminent rebellion is coming. Let's do this.
what?
Bjornlings, they like us, so we're going to send a little bit of money their way.
Send
A lot of money their way.
Done.
That's going to spice things up a little bit. I'm sure you could Spirit of the Fox. Okay, so imminent rebellion, that's fine. Let's do this. So let me show you guys what CA sent us on over. Which leads to a tech question. So we got in here something. Let's open this up. Let's see what it is. Whabam. It is a Warhammer 3 launch shirt. Cool. Not as cool, though, as the Warhammer 2 ones, but had the really cool circle on here of the Skaven. You had all three of the starting races. But got a nice little puffy texture on it. This is our, like, cool little press kit or launch kit. So, I'll be moving into a one-bedroom apartment. It's in my mouth. This is with my pubes. Ew. One-bedroom apartment, so I'm going to try and build out like a backdrop for streams and videos. So I'll have this guy here. Hey, what the hell? This is a cool, like, big flag, you know? I hope you guys can see it. It says Warhammer 3 on it. It's just the logo, you know? But it's nice, good. About 3 feet. 3 foot by... 3 by 3 more. Like 3 by 3.5, something like that. Nice, cool flag. Which will be species spicy. Then... we got this guy. This one's cool. It's black, Dustin. I have the I have a GeForce, so it's got the GeForce 3080, so it does the background delete for me, and it's really kind of funky sometimes. So I got this other tome here. Oh. This is the art of the games, Total War Warhammer, all 3 of the games in here. Signed Slipcase Edition, limited to 200 copies. The ultimate gallery of breathtaking concept art from all 3 Total... I should open this. I haven't looked, I mean, clearly I have not opened this. This is still plastic. But I wonder if there's, like, Chaos Dwarfs or something in here. Ooh, it's got a print on here as well. That's a pretty sick print. Here, let's take a look. But it's signed. I don't care about reselling these things on that. Like, I have so many of these, and I love, like, the art stuff. And I give them to my brother, who does art for video games. So if you saw the Call of Duty Vanguard launch trailer, he was the art director on that. Oh, dude. This is very, very nice. One thing, I mean, say what you want about Games Workshop, they always have such good production quality when it comes to books. And my family, I grew up in a family that owned a print marketing company. Dude! I don't know if you guys can see this. Look at Archaon on that picture right there. So, I don't know if you saw Sigvald or Archaon. There, right there. So it's like I definitely have an eye for nice quality pages. Norska's in here. Dude, this is beautiful. I'm definitely gonna have fun with this. It is all green screened out? Oh. Here you go. Camera. Oh, you can see everything. Not like it matters. Let me see. Where was I? I'm in the Heil section now. Okay, it was right here. Dude, this is sick. There's so many good pictures in here. Like, here's Bretonia. Room reveal. Grand Cathay. High Elves, Dark Elves, Skaven, Vamps, Shadow and the Blade. So the specific DLCs, Warden and the Paunch, Dance of Fury, Warhammer 3, Nurgle, This is cool, man. 2. All the way into AOS. No Chaos Dwarves. I thought it would be like, oh yeah, here's just some other stuff, and it's like Chaos Dwarves. Like, goddamn. So that is cool. And what's the print here? Ooh. Ooh. Ah. Oh, it's in like a little. I was like, this thing's gonna get fucked up. It's in like a cool little thing. Dude, that is. I'm definitely gonna frame this bad boy. Come on. Come on. It's in an envelope. And the envelope is the trickiest thing to get out. The cover art is the Warhammer 3 key art. Oh my god, dude. I don't want to like fuck this up, but there we go. That is pretty sick. He's Yuri. Dude, oh my god. Here's the cover art for it that those that wanted to see. So, Scarbrand fighting Katarine. So that's the key art. And then it's got like this like tome as like the cover, like the sheath. Now, I have a tech question that attaches to it. You will find in the description a link to a PC part picker for the new chip that they've sent me. And I'm going to upgrade certain components in my machine because my motherboard cannot hold this. This is a i9 12900 KF. LGA 1700. Yeah. 12900K. Oh, 12900K, not KF. The difference between K and KF is that is an onboard, what's it called? Onboard graphics hardware is not in the KF. They use more of the overhead for core speeds. So I've got that. So I've built out in that PC part picker, so you can weigh in on whatever you want. I'm just going predominantly with a Corsair build. So I've got a lot of Corsair components on there because I just want to keep it all together with IQ. So if you have anything you want to weigh in on it, go ahead and let me know. It's going to be a pain in the ass to set up stuff like the fan controllers and everything like that, but I'm excited. It'll be very fun at the same time. That was my long-winded tech question. Aberrant promiscuity. Aberrant, actually. Sell it for $1 million. Those things only sell for like $600-700. When Three Kingdoms launched, they sent us an i9 9900 KF. So that's what's in there now, and I'm gonna keep that KF kind of running and make a secondary build. Jeff, I hope you're being facetious. You know, I'm not really a huge fan of the Be Quiets. I've got a lot of in there right now are there's 2 LL140s and then 4 LL120s. No. I'm going to use an AIO for the Corsair AIO because it's one of the only ones that's got an included 1700 bracket, so I don't have to worry about a ton of shit.
Most privileged of SLAANESH.
Okay. My pec minors is tight as fuck right now. And we're gonna come back this direction. What is this? What is that? Is that oh, it's a rebellion. I was like, what's over here? And you, I want to be an income building. Yeah, Wu-Ting Financial said syncing RGB stuff is the worst. So there's 3 ML fans that come with the AIO I'm getting. And that the case has like a thing included on it. Basically a Lighting Node Pro. The AIO comes with a commander, whatever the fuck it's called, commander node. And then I have to connect 6 fans to the commander, and that's got to use a USB header. Then I'm going to need to and the AIO will use a USB header. So I need a USB header splitter, so I can then plug in the front buttons, and then I still need to plug in one more fan, the 7th fan, to the onboard Lighting Node Pro that will then plug into that splitter. Like, it's so many USB headers, and then since they're all going to be Corsair, it'll all be used through iCUE, which my keyboard and mouse are Corsair. So I wanted everything on the same fucking lighting platform because it's such a pain in the ass. My RAM right now is 32 gigs. I'm thinking of it's 32 gigs across two 16 gig DIMMs. But I'm thinking of keeping the RAM in this case and getting 4 8 gig DIMMs for 32 still. Yes, respectively me, that will be coming out the day after launch. Yeah, that's Marco, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I would have one that would be strictly for like a streaming box, more or less. Jeff, you sick son of a bitch, I love it. Absolutely respected. Thanks for watching, man. You know, Cronda, so there are a lot of non-RGB things. Almost everything now has got its non-RGB counterpart. Like, but the big thing is, like, you see stuff like Corsair, and you see all these, like, flagship brands, but there's now a lot of stuff that you can pull from. Yeah, we'll take that non-aggression pack for sure. I don't want to open up a second front. You can pull from that. It's like, okay, you know what? You go buy an Arctic AIO, and it's non-RGB. You want fans? Go buy Noctua, non-RGB. So it's a lot better now. You know, Jeff, I'm lucky because I already have a 3080. No, you're right. The RAM doesn't help with loading. It helps with my Adobe Premiere, and it helps out when I'm streaming. Also, I was thinking of 4 DIMMs because it looks cool. I have 2 M2 drives, Valum, and I would get probably 2 more M2 drives to keep the M2 drives in here. I've got Samsung 970 EVOs. I would probably get 2 Western Digital 870Ns. Let's go ahead and do some of that. Ooh. So I actually did not know this. For rating, devotees get generated based on size of army, local income, and control. Oh, okay, gosh. Yeah. Definitely, if you guys are not on M2s, get to M2s. At least SSDs. They're so dirt cheap now.
Suck the land dry.
Oh yeah, suck that land dry. Suck the dry land. Hurrival the renderer. And we can afford just a couple more. Let's squeeze those in. And we'll get this, and we'll build. Sometimes they come and attack this angle, so I thought I would need to build a building there to prevent that, but it doesn't look like that's the case. SATA cable SSDs, nothing wrong with that, Sean. Ain't not, dude. SATA is so fast now. People are like, oh, you know, M2 SATA, like it's all so fast. I really want to get my SLAANESH corruption up, I think, a little bit harder and heavier. So maybe we do that. You know, I actually really want to get a 3090 Ti, but it just seems excessive. It seems so excessive for... I mean, I guess if I'm streaming it helps, but I haven't seen enough stats to make a 3090 Ti worth it compared to my 3080. And getting the 3080 was hard enough. Zing. 4 turns there. Maybe we actually go with this guy. It increases income from all buildings, so just going to increase that guy. Okay, we're good to go. We're almost... Proliferate Cult's coming along a little bit longer. But that's going to give us some devotees. Yes, shipwrecks and ruins are still things, Marco. Settlement receives plague. No! No! You have lost! Here's a shipwreck. Oh, never mind. Settlement besieged. The Palace of Ruin. Yeah, see, like I was saying. Oh, no, okay, no, that's that. So here you go. Here's a shipwreck. There's shipwrecks and other sea corpses and stuff like that. What is SLAANESH's favorite drink, Christian? What terrible pun are you going to use upon me today, my lord? Let me see here. Honestly, I think this army could probably win without my interference.
Hunger, thirst,
Really?
embrace them.
Whoa, actually, that's a pretty Dude, is Chaos Horn... Dude, what? That's pretty stupid. Oh, I don't even have the funds for it. So those asking, again, I've got 1,200 favor. So this does actually pull from your pool. Oh, I don't know what his favorite pun is. His favorite pun is. Favorite drink is.
Such folly.
Dude, Chaos Dwarf, I cannot wait.
The mortal realm is beneath fiefdom.
Probably all the thanks went to Santa.
Hunger for souls.
Actually, no, I could do that. Well, it's not worth it. I could just crush it in a two-pronged attack.
Let me imbibe your essence.
Are there sea events like the Corpse Islands like a Vampire Coast Battle? Yeah, Benjamin. It bothers me that that's a close victory. We'll save it and...
Behold my wrath.
It is what it is. We'll get the favor for sure. We need money.
No one subjugate us.
But yeah, if anyone wants to take a look at that build, it is in the description. You guys can give me any kind of feedback you'd so wish or so like, if you are versed on the matter.
Drink in my excellence.
So let's go ahead and get Willing Prey. And let's get Unsubtle Seduction, so that we can try and start working on the seductive influence portion of the game. I'm good, Hugh. How are you, brother? Wait, maybe you're only one's dropped.
Take what's theirs.
Number of settlements -4. Huh. Yeah, I have a laptop. I got a laptop not too long ago too. So I needed like a what's it called? Not a contingency in case, like, since I live in Southern California, there is a very high likelihood I will deal with a fire that will make me either have to evacuate, or it will somehow cause an issue with power or with internet, whatever the case is. So a lot of the time I need a laptop that allows me to be a little bit more fluid if something happens. Good, Hugh. Glad it's feeling, brother.
Ecstasy.
Hi, friend. I would love a trade agreement with you. So this is going to be the first time... Ooh, we are the great game Ascendant. And this is for the Wit Stealer Sword, our crest battle. The Zephyrus does... I got an RG Zephyrus. The staple units in the campaign. Breadfish, let's take a look at the unit browser. So staple units, I think, are definitely going to be the Fiends are very good. I like the Fiends a lot. And the Soul Grinder, because the Soul Grinder is just, it's so much like power, so much devastating power. I think that the Marauders of Slaanesh Hell Scourges are a really strong staple for Slaanesh because they can hold the line with their high melee defense. Their leadership's not amazing, but they're a really cheap staple to hold the line together. And then I think you have to use either Demonettes or Cav and Chariots for flanking. That's my big thing. I went to high school in Murrieta, next to Temecula. I grew up in Pasadena, AI. What's up, bro, Sidon? Does the Chaos Dwarfs have trains? Yeah, I mean, they do in the, in what's it called? They do. If that's the question. I don't know about in Total War Warhammer. I hope they do. Right now, I live in Ventura County, Adriel. Turn and I both live in Ventura County. Turin grew up in Ojai and now lives in Ojai again. We can get a little horny here. The Tempter Lord. La Puente? No, bro. I didn't mean to sound like that. Nah, bro. No, I got no S's in La Puente, bro.
Let me imbibe your essence.
One man's pain is another's pleasure.
Alright, so we're about to lose this army, which is, again, no big deal. We knew this would happen.
Irresistible.
But it is spreading 50 shades of purple here. So spreading that Slaaneshi corruption, which I do very much like.
Drink in my excellence.
Handmaiden of dark delight.
Right? That's why I thought it was pretty funny.
Reign supreme.
Here are these Ascended and Holy Fascinations too. Manifestations. So this doubles your bonuses, right? You take 6%, so it doubles it. This is going to double the amount of devotees and doubles the growth reduction. Same thing here. Same thing here. This lasts for 7 turns, so you get 2 more turns on this one. Typical Dutch surnames. Hey, we got someone just purchased Crusader Kings through that Nexus store. As I've said before, guys, if you have not yet purchased Total War Warhammer 3, you can buy it through the Nexus store and help support the stream. Announcement. Darwin, are you there? I can't wait for Baldur's Gate to fucking release the Paladin or the Bard. But I saw their thing about like, hey, yeah, it's gonna blow up. Patch 7's gonna blow up or something like that, and people think it's gonna be Barbarian now.
War unceasing. Enter then. Are you after a drink, a fist fight, or both?
At 332, sure.
I submit.
Yes, good, good. That increased that. That increased the nipple tweaking on him to now, oh, just shy. Just shy, just a little bit more. Here, I'll even give you a small gift. Yes. Yes. I am too weak, Anakin. I don't play D&D. I want to play D&D. I want to DM D&D. I would, if I played D&D, I'd play either a Bard or I'd play a Dark Avenger Paladin. Those are the 3 I've wanted to play. And I do Dragon, like, not Dragonborn, the Dragonkin. And we'll do Pendulum here. As soon as they open up Bard, I will play that on the channel. Like 100% I will play that on the channel. Hey, we got another one. Someone just bought Royal Quartz now through that through Nexus. So thank you very much. I'm just now going to suicide her. Stop draining my stuff here.
Pure, unalloyed sensation. Rejoice!
You're in 3 campaigns? You crazy shit. I love it. Soulbound? I heard Soulbound.
Never! You fool!
Call me that.
Time to savor.
You know, a lot of people want me to play their campaigns online, but for me, a lot of the fun of playing is in-person shenaniganery. And I have played a number of pen and papers. My favorite one's Cthulhu. But a lot of the ones I've been a part of or have watched, I'm like, man, none of you came prepared to play a RPG game. No one's got a backstory. The DM didn't prep you. The DM didn't say like, hey, I want to do a one-on-one with you. I want to talk to you a little bit about your class. I want to talk to you about what expectations you have for this story, for this character, for the arc. I want to build it out with you, which in my mind is the way that a DM should be. They kind of have conversations with you before your very first session of that campaign to talk to you about what you're doing, because maybe it's your first time playing and you don't really know the rules, you don't know what you signed up for, just to kind of get to flesh out this character. So when the DM kind of introduces you into the campaign, or you introduce yourself into the campaign, you come in from like an RP standpoint rather than, all right, we're 5 people have apparated it, go, you know. And that's something that I've learned from trying to be a DM and watching a bunch of these videos of how to be a good DM. And it's something that Matt Mercer says. He's like, you know, when I open up all these, the first and second campaigns of Critical Role, I sat down with people and we all got together, like had a little get together, like a little party, but I just pulled one person to a room at a time, and we just talked about their character, and I was able to build it into my campaign. And I was like, that is what is crucial, is rather than just kind of having like, oh man, here's 4 dudes and we're gonna roll some dice and oh shit, like there has to be a character, there has to be stakes, and those stakes have to be evident by the relationship that that character has for themselves, as well as the other people in the campaign and party. And because I have witnessed bad DMery, I wish to be good DMery. So, okay, they're at encampment stance. It's not too bad of an army, to be honest. But you see, Matt Mercer has been playing Dungeons and Dragons for, he's 40-something? For 30, 40 years. He's been playing for fucking ever. Yeah, I was just talking about that, Alpaca. He's been playing for so long. And what comes with that is the ability to immediately and demonstratively speak about rules. What can really be demotivating is having a DM have to check the rules all the time. And dude, if it's your first time, it's going to happen. You build familiarity with any rule set in any game by just repetition, right? But walk into it with some sort of prep. I've seen so many DMs where they're just like, oh, I gotta look at that, I gotta look at that, I gotta look at that. And that becomes the theme of the campaign. Is the campaign was great, but so was the amount of times I had to look up rules.
That will incur my wrath.
It shows you balance of power bar when you attack, so you might as well just get a little frisky with him. I don't think I have enough money to even suck any of these guys off. We'll save and have fun. And that's another thing, Andrew. It's like, if you do make an incorrect ruling, roll with it. Or if someone does actually have the correct one, just roll with that. Like, hey, I'll check that. Let's roll on. Let's go on to the next one. We'll come back to it. Like, find a way to create action in the time in which you would look something up. I played 2.5x Lurker. Played a druid when I was a very young boy. My friends and I did not have the patience, so we ended up making up our own rules. And I mean, like any good nerd of my era, I played Baldur's Gate 1, 2, and 3. Or 1 and 2. Okay, so we're gonna put you guys on a flank and overload that flank. Brennan Lee Mulligan is so fucking good. Brennan Lee, I want to meet Brennan Lee Mulligan. I love Brennan Lee Mulligan. I want to do improv with him. I did improv for, that's one of my degrees is in improv, and I want to do the improvisation. If you guys have never seen Dropout TV, you need to look up Dropout TV. It is amazingly fun.
Spearmen! Consume them! Hunt them down!
Guided by hunger.
Endless craving! Tear throats!
Marauders! Spearmen!
Bend to our will. Oh, yes.
For Lord SLAANESH! Marauders of SLAANESH!
Lacerate them!
It pleases SLAANESH!
Does it please me?
Souls for SLAANESH!
Endless craving!
Marauders of SLAANESH!
Seeking Slaanesh's embrace!
Yeah, Dimension 20 is great, man. Who's retreating? Not retreat. We got a pendulum to throw down. That's gonna just swipe these odds in one direction. Whoa, what the hell? Oh, man. These guys got ripped. I think I hit my own units with that pendulum. Yeah, get in there, get in there. Alright, perfect. Okay, so let's do that here. Let's do this on you. And you need to do Enfeebling Foe, and you just need to double down on hexes. And we need to do a little bit of overloaded loads over here. Let's get this into this butt. These into that butt. These into this butt. And just kind of really. Yeah, it's nice, man.
Slay them! Beast!
Stay on that person, please.
Charge!
Dude, look at that. Oh, just bulldoze that whole unit. Woo!
Ravage them. A dance of pain.
Okay, or just don't.
Demonettes. Death through sensation. A dance of pain.
We must!
Dude, wow. And Kari's getting dumpstered now.
Agonizing death. Inflict exquisite suffering. Demonettes. Surging on. Torture's sweet kiss.
On the hunt!
The debauched ones.
Driven by pain!
Hell Striders of SLAANESH!
Spears!
Hell Scourges! Attack!
The pangs of suffering! It brings souls!
It's fun, but it's definitely tricky. You have to like really focus on trying to like go for the throat and also like keep your units out of like prolonged combat if they can't hang. Like the leadership is not amazing.
Bend to our will. We go.
Plop, 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 plop. And then back in. Could you please kill that damn lord? Thank you. Here, I'll slow him down again. There we go. Yeah, so I'm trying to like, you're just trying to pull your units that are in these long fights, get it out. I'm gonna go over here and help these bros out, kind of getting caught up on some crap. Pushing out, push out. Are you better? You better fucking do what I tell you to do, man. Ugh. Probably my biggest gripe is just the AI's priority when it comes to choosing like what to attack. Get out of that. Push right through there, please.
The aesthetics are lethal.
Good, good. We have crushed them.
Pain and despair. We flee.
Glorious!
Sensuous diversions.
Fear our speed to the next victory, without question.
Bring us a joyous degradation.
I got that lord.
Moving!
Foul striders.
Motherboard strike.
There we go.
Play. Kill. Bend to our will.
KARI!
It's definitely a difficult campaign. You definitely have to rely on getting up. Like, this battle was kind of funky. I probably should have waited back a little bit and let them come into me and use my front line. Like, admittedly, the Marauders of SLAANESH are not nearly as good as the Sloppy Joes. The Sloppy Joes just have so much better melee defense, so they can hold the line better.
Decadent seekers.
Slay them!
I'm just trying to eat up some of these units before they make it out of here, so their retreating force isn't as good. Like, these demonettes are gonna just rip these things up with their like charge bonuses. So, like, that's the big thing, right? Is like getting big charges in. But you've seen how like devastating like the charge could be from the what? You lost a unit? Oh, you just retreated off the board.
Slaanesh is alone.
From the Fiends and from the Hellfires. Those Hellfires and Fiends are like your big like staples. And if you lose any, even in the Khorne campaign, if you lose your Soul Grinders, it changes that campaign drastically, man. Probably the Marauders. The Marauders were a really big showcase in a lot of the lore for Morathi. She'd come in from like in specifically in the do I have him here? I don't. In the Tyrion and Teclis trilogy, KARI is being like chained and held by Malekith, right? And Morathi comes with at the head of a huge Norscan Marauder Slaanesh army. Siberian Husky vibes? Because I'm fucking scatterbrained. You know what? We're gonna go Devotees because I want to show you guys this mechanic.
The Tempter Lord!
Minus 15%. upkeep for Marauder SLAANESH. That's pretty nice. And give that little hex to him. I don't know if we can do this. I think our army's too beat up, but we'll try real quick. I just quick saved. Yeah, it's not really worth it. I mean, I want to just get rid of this army. I'm gonna try it. We'll try. I quick save beforehand. But why Michael Garrison? The Lord of the Rings tabletop game is great, Hugh. It's great. It's very, very fun.
The debauched ones!
Marauders! Souls for SLAANESH! Spears! Marauders!
Pain is a gift!
I'm a pretty high energy person, yeah.
Pain and despair!
Oh, okay. Well, now we can finally fucking do this. So, I should have done the pre-battle. A lot of the things that I'll use to kind of help navigate the battlefield a little bit easier, actually very rarely ever use tab, but I find it actually to be quite helpful in Warhammer 3 with the scope of the battles and sizes and everything, especially playing on Ultra. So, you know, you got your drag and drop, no big deal. But you can hold down Alt. You know, so press Control A to highlight everyone, right? You hold down Alt, left click, and you can drag like that. You can hold down Alt, left click, and do this, and press Control, and you can pivot it. And conversely, too, you can press Shift and draw a route for that unit to use. So, like, let's say I want this unit here to flank out wide and then attack that. It'll do exactly that. Swing out on an arc and then hit that unit. Those are just some of the quick ways I navigate the battlefield quickly. And it's the same thing I use when I'm trying to play stuff on the battlefield, using that Alt to try to drag and drop. It just makes it so much easier. You can also put everything in a control group and lock that control group and then hold down Alt and double right click. That will make your entire front line match up with their front line, and they'll do, you know, direct parallel charges. Versus doing, okay, right click on everything. It just way easier. The Zombicide one, Dustin, is that what you're talking about?
By the Hell Forged.
Delmanat of SLAANESH!
KARI. This will do.
What's his walk like? Not quite as sexy as it was in the trailer, right? But if I do this, then lock it and hold down Alt, they're just gonna charge across now. Dude, City of Heroes was so fucking fun. Don't at me on that one either. Alright, let's just get right up in that butt right here.
Guided by hunger!
SLAANESH 2, or these guys come in too, please. Okay, let's pause. Little pendulum, little pendulum. Let me get a pendulum on you. Uh-oh. Dude, that is so scary. I don't care who you are. Just a ravening horde.
We go!
Pain
Pause with the Pause God. City of Villains was awesome, man. City of Villains was so good. Pendulum, a pendulum. Remember having a brute who was super strength and invulnerable. It was so damn good. I was gonna be getting a what's it called? An Australian Shepherd, but I had to just put it off until I finished my move. I haven't moved yet. I'm going to be moving. So when I do move, I will be getting an Aussie Shepherd. I'm going to name him Roman. I did want to get a German Shepherd, but a lot of the pretty great. Rampage them all. I want to see how that goes into effect. A lot of apartment complexes in Southern California, they won't let you have German Shepherds. They're considered an aggressive breed. Yeah, I was going to get a mini Aussie. I still can. It's just $1,200 is a lot of money. It is a lot of money, guys. Battle for Middle-earth Remastered? Yes, fucking please.
Northmen come.
So now I'm getting some seduction bonus here because I've won those battles and I've placed a Gift of Slaanesh onto that character. Oh, long-haired German all-black? That's so sick!
To be honest, I'd rather be raiding.
Okay. Let me go pee really quick. Be right back.
You are tempted. Good. We are so close.
Yeah, German Shepherd's definitely a lot of land to run. We get that non-aggression, bro. Yes, fall into my trap.
Let me imbibe your essence.
Did he say let me in? Ooh, that's creepy. Let me in. Yeah. What? You have a husky and an Australian Shepherd intimidates you? Nah. They're easy by comparison. Alright, so control is going to be alright. Let's do... Our control right now is plus 11, so it's getting better. Corn Corruption is a fallen. That's good. Ooh. Actually, switch over to SLAANESH Corruption. I have to poop right now, G-Bogdan. And I was like, do I just do it right now, or do I just pee? And I decided just to pee. But I am sitting here going, I probably should have pooped. Yeah, dude, seriously, German Shepherds are not... but even then, pit bulls are not necessarily aggressive dogs. It's just the owner that makes them aggressive. Important shepherd issues. Well, I would be getting a mini Aussie, so a little bit easier to manage as far as its energy level and being in a apartment. No, it's all right, Alpaca. We're coming around. We're coming around to the end time of our stream in about like 20-30 minutes. You too, Hugh. Have a good one, man. You know, I like golden retrievers too. I love golden retrievers, but I wanted a dog that's a little more active. And a golden retriever can be active, but they're also like they're such goofy dogs. Like they're such goofy little fucking dogs. I used to live with a golden retriever. If you guys remember Bailey. Okay, let's do... kind of want to do another fucking... Well, good enough, I feel like. Here's what we'll do, actually. We'll swap this and build a income building there. I know, Bailey.
Drink in my excellence.
I know you've not moved, and you shan't.
Come to me.
You need to rebuild that army so we can go put these guys to the sword.
Abase yourself before me, and I shall...
Absolutely not, I will not take that peace treaty. Ooh, Rhodesian Ridgebacks are fun. Better to give than receive for the moist maiden. Your champion has served you well, but now desires to become more than a mere concubine. Though they will never be your equal, their craving to dominate others is only to be applauded. They must, however, choose a creed. Disciple of Pain, enemy leadership -6, or Disciple of Pleasure, intoxicating presence. Your army gains 6 leadership. Rockin' Bob, thank you very much, man. Just saw that you purchased the game through that Nexus link. I probably would go with Avatar of Agony because there are so many things that trip off when you get a certain reduction or a certain under a certain threshold of leadership. So we'll go to Disciple of Pain. Ooh, Proliferate Cults is up now too, so let's go ahead and use that. I'll show you guys that little ditty before we do it. So let's go ahead and press Proliferate Cults. So now we get 3 cults that pop up across the world. So the Monolith of Catan to the Greylings, the Dieterhofen belonging to Nordland, and then Wang Chang to the Imperial Wardens. We can start manipulating people. Hey Sky, that was me. We named it Moist Maiden. Come on, come on, come on, come on. So now we have a cult building we can make. And the cult buildings give us one of 4 actions. She elected the way of pain. Excess cult den, giving us a seduce unit cost minus 10% in this province only. Devotees plus 5 per turn, but then seductive influence plus 4 per turn for settlement owner. The excess cult parlor, temporary diplomatic relations bonus with the settlement owner, seductive influence plus 3. When their income is over 300, it's an additional plus 3 seductive influence. Then we get this excess cult atelier. I think that's how you pronounce it. A cultist hero will be summoned near the settlement if capacity is available. Hero capacity plus 1 for cultist. Seductive influence plus 3 per turn for settlement owner. And when their control is 50 or more, it's plus 3 more seductive influence. Or we can just straight up summon up a disciple army. So what's cool about this is, this enables me to seduce this army that is far away from where I would ever be able to normally encounter them. I want to get a Shiba Inu. I wanted to for a long time, but they're so expensive. But of course, this costs us 250 devotees, which we do not have. And once we actually build enough seductive influence, we can then use it to force vassalization into them and start to pull their units into our armies. Yes, correct, Redfish. I think we tested that in a stream, and that's what we found out. So in KARI here, probably can... It'd probably be good to... Aw, man, I'm sorry, Pyrrhus. That sucks, man. 2 turns. Do this for 1 more turn. What? That doesn't make any sense why that went up. Captivating Musk. Oh. Construction cost reduction. So if you build all of these, you then unlock this, right? Income from all buildings plus 5%. You do all these, you unlock this. The promise, seduce units budget plus 50%. If I press that, it's going to require me to do all of these. So these are definitely... Certain ones are definitely better than the others. You know, like you have to get these unlocked by building the Temple of Decadence. But what's this one over here? Carnal Incense, Eternal Pleasures. Cooldown reduction for Lore of Slaanesh and Shadow spells. Dark Prince's Emanation for Slaanesh Corruption. The Divine, diplomatic relations with Slaaneshi factions, or Mortal Lust gives me diplomatic relations with Warriors of Chaos, Beastmen, and Norska. Which actually might be pretty good right now.
We shall cavort and confound.
So Greylings are getting closer and closer to loving on us.
Speak. To be honest, I'd rather
Like
be raiding,
me.
but you have my time.
Dude, I'll enter a defensive alliance with you. Put you closer and closer. Then we'll balance that offer and we'll get some money out of it.
It's done.
Oh, look at that. You just jumped up too in that, and seductive influence as well, as I sup from the...
Marauders, to be honest, I'd rather be raiding, but you have my... Tribe. Enter then.
So good.
Tribesmen.
Oh, my stomach all of a sudden. Oh, my stomach.
How divine. Your corruption feeds me well.
I'll take that one favor as penance. I mean, sure, I guess I'll do it.
Negotiation is torturous. Do not
I mean, I'll take the money.
So be it.
Norska.
Any major changes? It's Three Kingdoms things from what I understand. Oh man, I'm sorry, Pyrrhus. That's sad, brother. That definitely gave us a lot of money to do this. Let's build this building here because it actually can progress all the way up. Guys, is there anything you want to see that I have not shown? Please let me know. I'm more than happy to show it off. I mean, I couldn't imagine being in your position, Purist. It's kind of like one of the things that, like, you know, you're buying some. You're getting a companion that will eventually go down that road with you. And I'm a big believer that a lot of things in life are there to prepare you for things later in life. Like, you think about grandparents, and grandparents can teach you a lot about connections through family and connecting to the roots of your family, right? Like, there's a generational bit of knowledge that grandparents give you. And I think one of the last lessons that both grandparents and childhood pets teach us is how to deal with losing a loved one. And it's the worst lesson, but I think it's kind of a necessary one. None of us are getting out of this alive, you know what I mean? So let's see here. The Nectar of the Dark Gods. Your vintners have perfected a sumptuous new wine, one that both has flavor to make all others seem bland by comparison, and bring about rapturous, screaming delirium with but a sip. My children of the night, how best to employ this irresistible brew? Sell it to the highest bidder, get some favor here. The first taste is free, all others come at a heart-stopping cost. That is the same tactic that drug dealers use. But rest assured, all who sample this incomparable wine will gladly, desperately pay any price for more of it. Share it amongst your concubines. Your pleasure toys will rhapsodize about the drink's wondrous qualities of their countless other partners. Soon enough, all will beg to join your cause, hoping for a taste of their own. The recruitment cost minus 50. We go with the money. You're gonna give me the money, Ricky. We're gonna start moving him now. Down to here. Hey, Reminger! Thank you very much, man. Sweet 200 Norwegian kronu from the Big Daddy from Norway. There is nothing that is too excessive for SLAANESH. Thank you, my dude. Build that bad boy up and build. We will build this. Okay, build it. And then this. Ginger Steve with another 450 here. Still haven't seen the SLAANESH themed nipple piercing, but I suspect that's against the YouTube terms of service. So we'll just have to use our imaginations. Thank you very much, man. Yeah, I can show you the victory conditions. Ooh, new plague among us. The plague of princes. Or the House of Princes. Exploring too deep into an ancient cave system, a forager unwittingly brings back with them a hitherto unknown and devastating disease. One which will now spread like wildfire throughout the populace. Beware the coughing, spurn the sneezing, run screaming from the feverish.
Thank you for the donation.
Raise an additional army here. Victory conditions, here you go. Complete the Corrin Realm, complete the Nurgle, SLAANESH, and Tzeentch Realm, and only then can you fight and win the final battle at the Forge of Souls. And you've got your domination event, which is to kill off everyone. The Eye of Terror book, is that the trilogy? With the it was written by a screenwriter. Like a famous fucking movie writer. I remember it not being that great. It had some of the coolest covers though. It had a Thousand Suns rubric marine on it. That looked really sick. Rainmar, I think that... So Rainmar asked me, how would you rate the changes the Royal Court DLC brings to the CK3? I think that across the update and the changes, I would rate it as a 7 out of 10. Yes, I still compete in Olympic lifting. I rated it a 7 out of 10 because... Well, on features alone, 10 out of 10. On additions to the game, 7 out of 10 because you could play through and never even experience or really play or interact with any of those features. So that I feel is kind of a little lackluster. I would have rather have seen expansions upon a lot of existing things, which it kind of does. It does expand upon the culture system. That's a huge thing, right? Of course. But I kind of feel like for the price point, $30 is a lot. And a lot of this stuff comes from the free update. So I would have liked to have seen more with what the Royal Courts DLC was and for how long it was. Or if they say, hey, you know, COVID kind of hindered us in a lot of ways, and we had to run with a lot of things here and there, reduce the price. Like, hey, we had to scrap some stuff from the DLC, or the DLC had a reduced scope, and we decided to push it into the free DLC as part of a thank you. Reduce the price. Like, $30 is a pretty high price tag on what it includes. And all the stuff that it includes is amazing, but it feels like a $15 DLC. And that's just kind of my opinion. Oh, okay, okay. Barrington J. Bailey. Yeah, I don't think I've read that book then.
What's theirs? War unceasing.
Yes, good. Good. So just simply those marauders here, it's not really worth making a outpost there. And we are about ready to pop into that bad boy. So let's go ahead and...
Next destination.
Oh yeah, we're gonna pop that bitch. I have actually not had a single exploration of ruins. What's up, Craig? Did you send it? Did you send it before? I didn't see it. It's sorry to spam, but I don't see your message earlier. A caravan of lithe dark elves arrives at your door, having heard tales of your legendary cruelty and become desirous to join your cause. They are frankly too delicate to fight for you, but they're exceedingly alluring. So a gift of flesh, diplomatic relations with Slaaneshi factions, or meat puppets, melee attack 6 when fighting against coordinate faction. We'll do that. We'll do that. Okay, let's see. Okay. Can you do me a quick favor and tell my partner that it is most certainly must that I spend at least 8 hours playing on the 17th. She's listening right now. Please help, dude. So, Craig McLay's partner. Total War Warhammer 2 came out 5-6 years ago. 1 came out 1 or 2 years preceding that. This is the culmination of 6 to 7 some odd years of pure nerdy fandom. So let Craig play for 8 hours because he will lose himself for 8 hours. He will blitz through those 8 hours. They'll be like a blink of an eye for him because the amount of time that just gets sucked apart by this game is crucial. And if you don't give him these 8 hours up front on the 17th, which is a Thursday, you will lose those 8 hours at some point on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. You give him the 8 up front, you get the 8 throughout the rest of the weekend uninterrupted. If you do not give him those 8 hours, he will find a way to siphon hours throughout other acts throughout the weekend. If you truly love Craig, you will do this for him. As I'm sure he will do something else to reciprocate. Because Greg, all loving relationships require reciprocation and compromise and communication. So if you don't do something back, you're fucked up, man. Jess here, Craig's partner. Valentine's Day better be good. Yeah, dude, you better go buy so many goddamn heart-shaped Reese's peanut butter cups. I swear to God. I mean, it's important, you know? If you're in a relationship and... As coming from someone who came from a relationship that was extremely emotionally abusive, if you can't acknowledge that someone else has a specific interest that maybe doesn't really kind of align with something, or you don't really understand it, it will poison and rip the relationship apart. It always does over time. That was a brutal auto resolve. Like, I've always said my girlfriend or wife doesn't need to love Warhammer, but they need to understand that it is important escapism for me. And if they don't, it will rob the relationship. Just like I don't need to understand her love for musicals because I too love musicals. So if I had a girlfriend and that girlfriend loved musicals, there would be no compromise. I'd be down with it. Hey, want to watch Cats Nights? I absolutely want to watch Cats Nights. You dumb bitch. Why would you even ask me that question? Put it on. Put it on right now. I want to see Mr. Mistopheles shoot fake sparks out of his hands. I'm glad I could help you out, man. It is my gift to you, bro. Is it the smell? The smell! You haven't thought about the smell! So here's building browser, landmark here, the Marcher Fortress. So for those of you that want to see this little guy here. Local recruitment, Lord recruitment cost reduction 30%, faction-wide, casualty replenishment 25%, and then SLAANESH corruption is pretty significant here. It's funny, is like, she only joking, she get. I mean, a lot of people call themselves World of Warcraft widows, and I'm like, go get invested. Go learn why he likes this so much, or what drives him to want to play it. Because that's another thing too, is an uncommon spoken about symptom of people who game a whole ton is sometimes they're hiding from things. Like it's become escapism to a scary degree. So find out if the reason someone's playing a video game all the time is because they're unhappy and they don't want to talk about it. All right, Rohirrim, have a good one, my dude. And it just says, that's lovely. Oh, that's so funny. Definitely watch Phantom of the Opera.
Excellence.
If you are doing that. As someone who's also been in musicals. Oh, I've been in like 4 or 5 musicals. Hey, dude, there's no shame in playing video games to hide from a reality that is like punishing you, you know, like better quality chocolate than that. Wait, you don't like Reese's? What's the problem here? I feel like almost everyone who plays video games plays them at one point or actively to hide from depression, from terrible work environment, terrible relationship, terrible home atmosphere, whatever it is, man. Like, gaming is not the kind of fringe benefit that it once was. It wasn't this fringe thing where you're like, you know, I'm gonna play a fucking video game. It's like, no, it's become a huge part of people's identities and their lives now. And I mean, fuck, dude, my income is derived solely off of video games. So there is absolutely no shame in admitting that you maybe are playing to hide stuff. But I will tell you, if you are playing to hide stuff, make sure you are talking to people around you. Talk about the issues that are bothering you, because if you don't, they will always seep in and destroy you. People always like, oh, I'm a man, I'm not going to talk about my feelings. Fine, then don't talk about your feelings and fucking have that harbor and poison you for the rest of your life.
I will taste every sensation. Yours.
I learned at a very young age, 12 to be exact. No, I fucked up a lot of like relationships because I wouldn't talk about how I felt about things. I'd always try to like play it all off or be witty or bantery about it. But I found that the more I was willing to talk about how I felt, the stronger I felt, the more people felt connected to me, and the less scared I was to talk about things, and the more confident I became, because I became confident in the things I do not know, and I did not feel like the need to talk about or lie about the things that I didn't know about. If I didn't know about it, just fucking like, I don't know that. Sorry, moving on. It has a line from Phantom of the Opera tattooed on her collarbone. Is it, surely you have made my night? Because that would be a lovely line to have on a collarbone. I have never been to therapy. I have a lot of friends who are therapists, and I have a very strong family unit that surrounds me with a constant safety net of unconditional love. And because of all those things, I am able to be pretty emotionally insulated from a lot of things in my own life because I'm willing to talk about them. And I have certain friends that I talk about all that stuff. So like, hey, Yo, dude, this is some shit that's... Dude, Surreal Beliefs. He's one of them that I talk to all the time about little things that bother me that add up over time. And I feel like for the generation that raised millennials, and I'm not a huge fan of people making bullshit claims about millennials versus like Zoomers. Like people like, oh, these Zoomers, I don't understand them. Don't create the same fucking disparity between generations that Boomers created on millennials. Oh, millennials can't buy houses because of avocado toast. Don't throw that onto Zoomers. That generational hate is fucking toxic as shit. But the ability to kind of like talk with these friends has made it so that I haven't necessarily needed to go to therapy. But again, because we were raised by Boomers like, no, don't talk about your feelings. That's womanly or whatever. Talk about your fucking feelings, man. Get them out, or they will eat you up. We've done that one. Let's do this one. And now you have a whole generation of people who are being forced to have to go to therapy because they don't have a pre-existing relationship with their feelings and with people, or they don't have a pre-existing comfort to talk about those feelings. He's my therapist, I see. No, we do it to each other. I'll be like, hey man, I just need to vent real quick. And then I'll vent about some stuff. And he'll do the same thing back to me. And you got to understand that the difference between... Okay, I want some Hellstreeters. No, I do kind of want some furries. We'll do one of these. The difference between someone saying, hey, I need to vent, is they don't want your opinion. They just want to talk about what's bothering them and get it out of their brain cosmos. And someone saying like, hey, this is what's bothering me, you know, oftentimes, like if someone decides to vent to you, ask them back, do you want my response, or do you want to just like, do you want me just to support you in whatever you say? Yeah, give me that military ass. Siege is ascendant. I was ranting. Let me read what people have been said on chat here. Absolutely agree with that. I play for fun, but tons of times I'd play to escape something. Absolutely, 100% Portucali. You know I've had that talk plenty of times. That cock, we've had that cock a lot of times. My life is going easy. Games are just for fun, but when things are get rough, I go to games in order to get a break. You know, I actually read a lot when I can't. Because it's like, sometimes games won't let me fully shut off. Hey Spartacus, long time been watching your playthroughs. This game looks great. If I give you money, can you call a unit the shirtless banana smashers? Here you go, Caesar. No money required, bro. No money required, my man. Thank you very much for watching, dude. 50 Shades of Octopus. In or two? Oh, I've been in 4 or 5 musicals. Are laying down good relationship advice here? I mean, I've been in enough bad relationships and I've fucked up enough relationships to know how things work from the outside. But it's different whenever you get into a relationship, man. It's gonna be different for everyone. Iron Moose is a VTuber that's basically stuck in bed and plays video games and anime. She's so happy that she has been able to become a big streamer YouTuber. And that's fucking awesome, man. In front of a crowd. Imagine if I had a TED Talk. The housing market is such a garbage for our generation. It is. It totally is. It depends on where you live, too, though. Literally here was raised to bottle up everything and pray it away rather than talk about it. I bet you can guess about my relationship with my parents. You know, it's funny is, my parents did not tell me they loved me growing up a lot. And like my mom was always like with me. My dad worked 60, 70 hours a week because I'm one of 3. So to me, that was an expression of love. I understood that he was like old world Italian, doesn't really express his feelings. So I just kind of understood it.
I need their souls.
And that kind of, now we tell each other we love each other all the time, stuff like that, so it doesn't bother me. But I was never told not to talk about how I feel. It just was never done around me. Like my family never really did it a whole ton. I learned that over time and just being around other people and learning that like empathy is key to being a human in a global society, which is a global society. Like, Americans are American, but we're also part of a society. And it's the same reason that we had stuff like chip shortages and stuff like that, because if something bad happens to one part of the world, it does trigger the rest of the world. No, not father absence. My dad just worked a lot. So when he came home, he was a silent person. He was quiet. He only meted out lessons to me. It was, and every weekend we would spend together because my dad would have me do yard work. That was my job growing up. I would do yard work with my dad. So his communication with me was only lessons and kind of hard love. And as I got older, that dynamic shifted because I followed very closely in his footsteps and I could relate to the way he is. And I also found out when I was older that my dad didn't feel comfortable disciplining me because he, all the shit that I was doing as a kid was all the shit he did. So he'd be my mom like, well, fucking say something. And my dad would be like, I can't, it's what I used to do. I don't know what to do. What is the blue line skill ability in the Marauders of Slaanesh? The blue skull ability on the Marauders of Slaanesh? Oh, the blue skull ability. Huh? The blue skull? Are you talking about the Immunopsych? My upper glory? Italian heritage. I feel like a lot of people have to kind of go through that stage of pushing their parents away and then coming back to them as you get older. It just depends on parents. Some parents, when they get pushed away, they double down and grapple hard. It just depends, you know? Good to hear, Leaf, man. I'm glad. I mean, there's definitely like ways that that all can kind of come around, right? All the way to the left. Oh, that's resilience. This is immune to the following types of attrition: chaos waste, chaos corruption, and snow.
Your limited senses cannot comprehend.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is gonna be brutal. We're fighting this one. Oh shit, it's 1:30. I need some water? No, I don't. Good. Matt, I think it'll come with Mortal Empires, didn't it? Or no, you know what? No. The Regiments of Renown came with the respective Lords DLC packs. Scarbrand's ready to just fucking headbutt the Battle of Blood Mountain over here. You know, I don't really have like a... I don't really have a... Can I come lay on your couch and talk about my feelings? Caden, you may absolutely. If anyone wants to, join the Discord. Everyone can talk about whatever you want there. You purchase a game through your platform. Will I be able to install that on Steam in my language localization? Yes, Merrick. But go through the checkout process. Do not click purchase, though, until it says... It'll tell you, like, hey, this is actually not available in your region. So just make sure you go through that process before you do that, man. I think of all the intro videos, Scarbrand's was my favorite. Because the way he just, like, snaps and, like, gets all angry and is like, rah, 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 rah. I'm like, oh, fuck! The Discord should be in my description. Here's a link just in case. They were both the FLC of the DLCs. I thought. I thought that they came in with each DLC pack, and the FLC was its corresponding Regiment of Renown. Okay, so we actually, you know, we very rarely do siege defenses. So let's take a look here what we got to deal with. Blood Crushers over here. Unfortunately, because they're Blood Crushers, it's kind of hard to defend against them. We've got 1,000. And what's over here? Okay.
Pain and despair. Morale! Eternal hunters.
2 units there. The unfortunate thing about SLAANESH is they're just not going to be great at defending.
Whips.
Chains and whips excite me.
The pangs of suffering.
Yeah, there were certain regiment renown that were linked to the units that you got in that DLC for sure. Yes.
Marauders of SLAANESH.
I don't really know how to fucking do this, man.
Spears.
Definitely think maybe the towers are more worthwhile here. So magical tower. And then a magical tower. So that's all that. Where are my fast bros? We need to have these like on a flank ready to go. So that avenue is kind of ready to go. Let's have this over here. We'll try and rip around. Ripperoo Mountain Dew. Get that over there.
Marauders of SLAANESH.
That sounds.
The pangs of suffering.
Okay, so we got a lot jamming up this pipe. Jam it right in that pipe.
Souls for SLAANESH. Pain and despair.
Dude, this is gonna be brutal. Because what's his name just gonna come in here and thunder fuck everything. Okay. Starting it up.
The tortures we shall write upon mortal and demon alike.
I'm not really, you know who would have a really good answer for that, Loco, would probably be Sotek. Like, that's such a good question that I don't have a good answer for you, to be totally honest.
Endless craving. Marauders. Souls for SLAANESH. They offer bring us souls. Vermin. Kill. Bring us souls. Spare.
I knew I was like, I hear the fucking portal opening up. Alright, let's get that over here. Yeah, it was more than just a chaos waste before the polar caps opened up. It's faction-wide Rythology. In fact, I didn't choose. I forgot to do some things, which I probably should have done. Seduced by Bananas, thank you very much, Caesar. 56, dropping in that 5 Buckaroo Mountain Dew. Unpause that. Let's get up in that base over here. This is going to at least reduce their melee attack quite a bit. Dude, look at Scar, just like, fuck it, I'm coming right in that butt. Dude, he's just wading through everything.
Seeking SLAANESH's embrace.
Okay, I want to get around that. I want to go right into that. Right into that. I'm going to go these guys on these Bloody Crushers. Right in that flank there. Keep juking around, keep juking around. Don't let them get to you. Screen it out with that.
We go. A flurry of talent.
Come on. Move it, move it, move it.
Yes.
There it is.
Seekers of SLAANESH.
And I'm not going to win this, but I want to be able to reduce the effectiveness of this army as much as I can. I think it's going over on this front. I mean, not good. We get these spears on this. This can go here. If these demonettes can get up in that butt, this could possibly be better, but dude, look how Scarband's reaping through things. He's so sick. What am I looking forward to the most in Warhammer 3? Chaos Dwarfs. When or if they ever land into the game, which I hope they do. Oh yeah, right through. Just bulldozed it. Bananas are meant for smashing always, baby. All day, all long. Thank you very much for that donation, too. Pausing again here to make... Really don't have much over here. Do we have any more towers I can use? I think one more tower over here would be pretty clue-charoo. Because I think this right flank is going to fall pretty quick. Open that butt. Push through, please. Push through. Push through, push through, push through. I mean, look at, these towers are doing work. The Maiden of Ecstasy abandons you. Are you guys not gonna do what I want you to do? I mean, as it should. That's a really sick feature, but I have not really seen it being used, to be totally honest with you. Oh no! Would you just get in there, Demonettes? You could have, like, we could have really done some damage over here had you guys not shit the bed so hard.
Repulsive and alluring.
I mean, yeah, had these Demonettes been, like, getting up in that ass, we would have been doing a bunch of flank charges from there. Damn, yeah. Instead, we just did a full frontal charge onto them, and that just went like shit.
Hell scourges! Attack!
So we really weakened this army enough that Big Daddy is going to come in here and just give this the business. Like, look at that. This whole front almost got completely destroyed. The Blood Crushers. Yeah, alright. But, well enough. And Scarband will either raise this or destroy it, but that's okay. Bananas are meant for smashing. Always, Caesar. Always. Man, just smash a banana and just squeeze that motherfucker. He's a one-man doomstack, dude. Watching him wade through things is so fun. Oh, completely destroyed the Blood Mountain. Yeah, I'll do it. We gotta go get that back. When Holy Manifestation will give us 45, that's actually pretty juicy. Gain 20,000 devotees over the whole campaign for the Ranger standard and a Talisman of Protection. I mean, I'll just do it on principle, but damn, dude. 300 from a gift of Slaanesh. Okay.
The Tempter Lord.
Oh, to unlock one, not to use one. Right? Spread enough chaos corruption to unlock an unholy manifestation. Okay. Oh, you're not gonna enjoy when I jump on your butt. What is that other? Is that the gift? I guess it is. I've never seen it glow like this. The winds of magic are a-blowing. So we'll go grab the winds of the Blood Mountain. Actually, you know what?
The Lord of Excess.
I was gonna pop a Lord and go grab it, but we are pretty low in the money arena.
Forbidden knowledge.
Bring ruin.
Why is this a Pyrrhic victory? That's kind of annoying to me. Here, I'm gonna... Oh, nope. We're fighting it. In fact, I think, guys... Yeah, this will be our last fight of the day here. So let me know after this if there's anything you want me to show you before we cut our stream out. Definitely, in my opinion, rockin'. So I'm going to be making a video that ranks the campaigns from easiest to hardest. And he's definitely the easiest, in my opinion. Solely for the fact that you don't have to worry about colonization. Income comes so naturally with the amount of destruction you'll be doing upon all these settlements. And army management, run forward. There's no backline you have to worry about. You don't have to flank. You don't have to tie things down for your slow units to eventually get to them. You don't have to worry about weak front lines with Kossars or stuff like that, or any kind of hybridized units. You're just going straight down the pipe. It's super straightforward.
Whips!
And chains excite me. Yeah, I mean, there's no diplomatic conquest, quote unquote, really. But this is kind of what I don't like about Ultra, is it's kind of hard to set up a flank here.
The debauched ones. Bend to our will.
I didn't do any seducing because we're kind of low on funds here.
Come to Nakari. Let
Come to
me
Nakai.
cleanse your soul from your mortal body. Nakari. We are in agreement.
Remember, this will all change according to the corruption. Zhao Ming is probably one of the second easiest, because he just doesn't have a ton of direct opposition. His Ogre reveals next Monday. His faction could just get out of control economically. They're all walking, huh? All right, well, speed. Go a little faster for me.
Marauders of SLAANESH! Souls for SLAANESH! Marauders!
Decadent seekers.
Seeking SLAANESH's embrace. Spare! Pain and despair.
Endless craving!
The pangs of suffering.
Endless craving.
What?
Guided by hunger.
Marauders of SLAANESH!
Bring us souls.
Bend to our will. Marauders of SLAANESH.
Endless craving.
The aesthetics are lethal.
The eternal hunters.
Sing and brevity.
Bring us souls! On the hunt!
It's gonna be fucking glorious. Oh. Oh. It's right down the pipe there. Where's the other bro? There he is. There we go.
Eternal hunters!
Bend to our will. A true thrill.
No, I did not say that.
Pain and despair.
Demonettes.
Death through sensation.
Oh, shit. There are no SLAANESH units with stock that I am aware of.
SLAANESH is alluring.
Hell scourge!
Like, look at all that mass routing from just, like, being around these things and just ripping them apart and everything.
Deliver unto SLAANESH.
Dude, look at that Soul Siphon. Look at Soul Siphon. That's sick. Oh, no, that's Pavane of SLAANESH. I was like, dude, that is insane. Look how that goes. Just ripping things apart. I wonder if there's a visual effect for it, though. One. Okay, let's watch him now. Yeah, there it was. A burst above him. That was Soul Siphon, I think.
Your desires are mine.
Did you just kill him?
What?
Souls for SLAANESH.
Demonettes.
Marauders of SLAANESH. Yes.
How do you feel the Fiends perform? Very well. The Fiends are very, very solid. Probably my favorite unit. Yes, they get both of the chariots. Alright, I think we have come around here to the end of our stream on this evening, my brothers. I must take a look at the donations here and give some thank yous. If there's anything you guys want to see, please let me know. And yes, Ogre Reveal is Monday. No Forsaken for SLAANESH, no. Whatever happened to Corn Marauders? Instead, they just straight up get, spit on myself. They just straight up get, the Great Icon of Despair. Ooh! Leadership -10. That's actually very nice. Put that right on the Big Daddy. But they don't get Marauders, they just straight up get warriors, so they win. Oh, no worries, Gamer God. You're good, dude. You don't even, I am not in any way insulted. Yeah, I would like to see some berserk. Well, they do get berserkers. The guys with 2 axes, more or less, you know. Oh yes, Disciple of Excess increases summon disciple army size plus 20%. But let me get those soporific Moosk. But yeah, you get the Steed, the Seeker Chariot, and the Exalted Seeker Chariot, which is just juicy. Rewinger, thank you very much, man. So let me go ahead and save that. Roll credits. And let's go through these and give out some thank yous here, because we had quite a few donations here today. Some big ones, some small ones, some all-around ones. Let's go through it all. So, what did we get up to today? What was our max? What was our peak? Like 400, 500? Like 460 is what it looks like. Thank you guys very much for watching here today. Skill tree of a Herald, please? Sure. Quick save. Root Lord. Here's Enslaver. Here's Depraver. Raziel, my favorite character. This is your skill tree for a Herald. I also have it in that the one video I did. Here's your 3 locuses. Loci. And then Beguilement. Like a Mark Zuckerberg idea. Alright, so let me take a look here at these donations and give some thank yous here. Because we did have, like I said, quite a few. So, where's the first one? Calvin Gentz with the 50 Czar is our first donation of the day. Flesson, who renewed his membership. Thank you very much, Flesson. Oops. Ash and Oroth with a €10 donation. 2 450 pound donations from Ginger Steve at £5. So thank you very much, Ginger Steve. Torch 1028 with a $5 donation. Ben West with a £5 donation. That guy you know with a $2 donation. Dead Marine with a $5 donation. Thank you very much. Bringing up Nod from Command and Conquer. Nebsy here with a £5 as well. Givot 1947 with the largest donation of the day. Big $50 bomb on the face. Michael Garrison with a $5 donation. Pango Games with a 5 PLN. We have a number of people who purchased the game Crusader Kings through the Nexus Store and Total War Warhammer 3 through the Nexus Store. Rabinger with a total of 300 Norwegian Kronu. And then Ginger Steve closing us again with another 459. And Caesar with 2 $5 donations as well. So thank you all very, very much for your donations and watching here today. Aaron, good to have you, brother. Glad you had some fun. Carlos, have a good one, my dude. We watched it and now I can see the whole thing. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Live long and prosper. Live it up. We will have some Ogre coverage on Monday. I'll probably be playing Scrag. Scrag the Slaughterer? Scrag the Huntsman? Scrag the Slaughterer. Yeah. Scrag or whatever the hell the Huntsman is, the other guy. Hey man, you give some good life advice. Have you ever thought about streaming with a coach or specialist in the future to talk about stuff that may be on the community's mind? I have not, Aaron. It's a pretty one-man show, so I have not ever thought to do that. I thought about being a life coach, but who am I to tell anyone how to live their life? The hungry guy. Yep. You got the big old pot behind him. Brag the Gutsman. Thank you very much. Scrag the Slaughterer, Brag the Gutsman. You know anyone that does Warhammer lore? Yeah, man, me, Caesar. You bastard. I know you did that for. Oh. Oh. Yeah, next stream will be 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Monday, but we will be having the stream this weekend with Turin, the Chaos Clash tournament. That'll be on Saturday at around 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so I think that's like 6 p.m. GMT. Go ahead and check that out, please, please, please. Turn and I will be doing some streaming. I'll be some tournament announcing. I'll be doing the color commentary, and Lore, he'll be doing the expertise on the competitive realm. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching here today. I have a ton of content planned for next week. It'll mainly be focused on beginner's guides, which campaign to select guides, all these things, that so when the game comes out, you guys will be the most equipped you could possibly be jumping into it. Again, I try to focus on as little spoiler content as I can. These are definitely more spoiler filled. Do you feel more fulfilled now that you finally played SLAANESH? And in a way, Portucali, I do. I very much do. But ooh, excuse me, guys. Hopefully, by the time the game comes out, I'm going to be taking not a week off, but I'm going to predominantly just be streaming, not making any kind of VODs, so that I can just kind of take a break, because I've been going hard this entire marketing ramp up and embargo time, so I definitely need a break to just kind of come back to Jesus. But thank you guys so much for watching here today. We'll be back again on Monday with a stream on this channel, but Saturday with the competition with Turin. And again, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you need anything, you have any questions, by all means, go ahead and let me know in the comments section below. I'll be here to help out if I can. Thank you again, dude, for the donation and watching, my guy. Portucali, thank you for being a mod of mods, my dude. But alright, guys, we'll be back here on Monday. Have a good one. Wash your hands, stay safe, enjoy your weekend, and take